Our line's swimming, buddy. He's got it. Let's get ready to set the hook on this thing. Got him. I got him. Hi, y'all. Good morning. Get your butts out of bed and let's go. It's right before sunrise, and me and you, we got some fish to catch today. And we're going after catfish, but this is going to be one of those trips where we got to scrounge up some bait before we can do anything, because I'm hitting the water with absolutely nothing. I've got a live bait tank with me here that's got 0 fish in it. So we're going to throw the net a little bit here to get started, see if we can get us some shad. I don't care if we get gizzards or thread fins or whatever size, it don't matter. We just need something to bait a hook with. So I'm gonna make a few throws. Hopefully this will go quickly. You never can tell when you're trying to get bait right before your catfish trip. Always a crapshoot, but we're gonna try to make something happen here. And well, good news if you're seeing this, we not only got bait, but we got some catfish. So let's me and you get to it. I'm gonna put you right here in the chest. We might see us a sunrise come up over here this morning, maybe. But around the clouds and whatnot. But let's get our net together here. What we're going to do is just leave this camera rolling today, and you're going to see everything from right now when I am getting us some bait to, well, when we roll out of here today. Actually, there probably will be a little bit of a break, because when we're done getting bait right here, I'm going to make a run on down river a little bit before we start catfishing, so I'll cut the camera off for that part. But this part here, we're just going to leave it rolling. You're going to see everything, every throw we make here with the net, until we get enough bait that I feel satisfied that we're going to be able to get through the day. So this net is a 6-foot net, 3/8 inch mesh. I believe this one has either a pound and 1/4 or 1.5 pounds of lead per foot. So it sinks pretty quickly. But we're going to go over here. On a recent outing, I got some pretty good shad over here in this creek by this dock and this stretch of land, shoreline right here. So we're going to start throwing here, but I am seeing some other shad flipping here in this creek throughout it. So if this don't pan out, we'll make some other throws in this creek, but we'll find some somewhere. It's just, hopefully this is going to be a quick process. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I've told you all this before, but I normally like to have my bait ready to go before I hit the water to go catfishing. I just feel better about it. But today, we're rolling with it. We're gonna just get whatever we can get and then get to it. So, fingers crossed this goes quickly, y'all. I ain't got my graph turned on yet, so I can't tell you exactly how deep we're throwing, but I can tell you from the recent outing here, it's not very deep over here, just a 3-foot maybe where we're at. Nothing on that throw. Let's move over here a little bit closer to the bank. We'll sneak up over here. I see some little something on the water over here. Something's coming up and hitting over here, so let's make a few throws. There we go. I don't have my live scope on this setup. I've been taking it on my other kayak when I make bait runs, and that kind of helps keep you. There's a little something. Not much of somethings, but we got a little, it's like a little thread fin and a little bit bigger gizzard over there. Let me get my tank open here. So I make a big kaboom opening that latch. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn that bubbler on too while I'm at it. Normally though, I like to use my live scope for netting shad, because you can easily see if where you're, boy, I about knocked myself out of the dang kayak. That would have been one for the blooper reel. But what I was trying to say before I about ejected myself from the cockpit here, Tom Cruise Top Gun style, is that when you're using live scope, you can see in front of you. So you know when you're about to throw the net, is there shad there? Is there a stump or brush pile there? Today, we're just in the blind. Like right here, I've thrown over top of something. Thankfully, we got it out without tearing our net. I take that back. We just tore our net all to hell right there. Look at that. Big old tear. Dadgummit. Well, that's going to make things more challenging. Got a big hole in your net. It's easy for fish to swim out. Dadgummit. We're off to a hell of a start today, y'all. Good news is, again, though, if you're seeing this, we made something happen. Don't count me out just yet, y'all. I tell you, though, you all come fishing with me. It'd be nice just once if y'all bring some bait with you. Just one time. I should have went out yesterday and got us some bait yesterday afternoon, but I had other stuff to do. I'm a busy man, you know. There we go. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of them right there. Various sizes, too. Give me a second here. I'll show you with the camera. We're going to get these in the tank. Yeah, that's a big old gizzard right there, buddy. Hand size. Look at that. Let's grab all of them here. We'll take these little ones, too. I got my scupper plugs in right now. So as we bring this net in, we're filling this kayak up like a damn bathtub. But here's the other side of that. Is shad like this, if I didn't have the scupper plugs in, could easily escape. So we preventing escapees here. Okay. All right, that ought to be good for the small fish there in the bait tank. I don't want to overcrowd that thing, especially with water temperatures near 90 degrees. I want to try to keep them alive a little bit this morning because we're going to do some live bait fishing and some cut bait fishing. Let me get a spun back around and we'll make another throw. Right here in this area. It's pretty good, and you get that many shad on the throw right there. Wish some of them been a little bit bigger. All right. Get anything on this one? I don't think we got nothing on that throw. If we did, they got out the big hole in the net. I'm gonna have to replace this net, I reckon. I threw over something over there. That kind of thing happens all the time when you just throwing in the blind. But with the live scope, like I said, you can see in front of you. And so you're not as likely to throw over random objects. Nothing. Nothing burger. All right, let's me and you. Let's run over here farther back in this creek. I'm impressed with the size of them gizzards that we got, the few that we got right here. There was something flipping right in front of that dock. But the problem is we just ain't got very many. Other than that one, and them, smaller shad here, the one good throw we had in that little section. So let's run over here on the other side. make some, I mean, right out here, some flips too. We may make a random throw or two right out here. There ain't no tell. You just, I mean, when you're doing this in these creeks, there's shad all over. They're all the time on the move, running from stuff, doing their thing. So, I mean, when you make a throw, when you're throwing in the blind like this, you can come up with nothing, or you can have a daggone net full. I mean, you literally, you don't know. You just don't know what you're throwing over. Let's make a one or two random throws here. Just out here in the middle. It'll either pan out or it won't. I need to turn my graph on to guess exactly how deep we're running. I don't guess it really matters, other than just curiosity. Yeah, there's some stuff. Yeah, there's a couple in there that was slightly bigger. I'll throw them in the tank. That one too. Oh crap, one of them jumped out of the tank. I had the lid open, one of them escaped. He said he's seizing his opportunity, he's getting the heck out. I do. There we go. Yeah, let's just run. I want to go right over here between these docks where we can kind of work that shoreline over there a little bit, get a little closer to the bank. We may make a throw between here and there too. We see some more just kind of random flips. I want to get us catfishing though here shortly, folks. It's going to be a scorcher of a day. It's supposed to be 90 something today, and the feels like temp is going to be, which I still don't understand that difference. Like if it's 90 degrees, it's 90 degrees, but they'll say it's 90 degrees and heat index is over 100 or something. You know, I don't understand it. That's meteorologists for you. These are the same people that can't tell us when it's going to rain. If they looked outside and saw a cloud dropping water from the sky, they wouldn't be able to tell you if it's raining or not. But anyway, bottom line is it's going to be hot as blazes today. So I want to get us on the move here, get us some bait, and then get us catfishing. That way we can have our fun and get off the water early this morning. I want to catch some fish today, but I want to do it while it's comfortable temperature out here. And once that sun gets up, at least over them clouds anyway, it looks like once they get over them clouds right there, it's going to be wide open. We're going to just bake in the sun. I want to make a throw right. Did you see all them things right there in ripples? We're going to get right in here and throw one time. Okay. There we go. Let's see if that produces anything. If it don't, we're going to get over here on the shoreline. Yeah, we did get some. I see something in there. Yeah, yeah. It's several. There's well, that's a big old shell cracker. We have to throw that back, unfortunately. I would like to keep him, but we can't do that in a cast net. Get on, buddy. Not here anyway, not in where we're fishing today. You can't keep those if they're caught in a cast net. Only shad and rough fish, things like drum or suckers, carp, those are all eligible to be kept in a cast net, but your bluegill, bass, crappie, things like that, you just got to throw them back. Now, listen, if we didn't have a camera going and you wanted to be dishonest about it, you could. I mean, let's be real, these laws only they only get enforced on honest people, basically. The criminals, they ain't got nobody watching them. They're gonna do whatever they want and keep whatever they want. Let's make a throw right here, and then we'll circle around here toward the shore. Okay. Let's see. Did we get anything? Yeah, a few smalls. Nothing good. Well, I backed into that dock right there, about knocked myself out again. We bound to have an accident today, folks. I don't want to go for a swim, but if I was going to, I guess today would be the day to do it since it's so dang hot. Wouldn't be better today than 6 months from now when it's freezing cold. All right. Another throw. We don't get nothing here. We're going to circle back around where we got them others in front of the dog. Well, a couple more 3-4 inches right there. Okay. Yeah, let's go right up here. Make like one more throw. We'll loop back around in front of this dock and see what we can get there. Tantalizing TV, I know, folks. Seeing me throw a dang cast net. But this is part of it, man. If you're going to be a catfisherman, you got to get your bait. And most of these videos, even my own, nothing on that throw, but most YouTube videos you see, my channel included, you're watching a catfish video and the person in the video has already got bait before they hit the water to go catfishing. And if you're somebody new to catfishing, how do you get your bait? Like, you know, are you going to go buy it? You can. If you have a bait shop in your area that either sells live or frozen bait, I mean, it's doable. But maybe you want to catch your own. Maybe you want to know how. Maybe you don't want to spend how much it takes at a bait shop. I mean, you go buy live shad around here. We got one bait shop around here that sells live shad. And like these right here in the floor right there, them bigger ones that's laying on the floor, them's $3 a piece. $3 for a little 4 or 5 inch shad. So, I mean, if you get on a good bite and you're going through a bunch of fish, through a bunch of bait, I mean, it can get expensive quick. Now, granted, cast nets ain't cheap either, especially when you snagging them on limbs and brush piles and stuff and getting them ripped and tore up. But there's a little better one. We've got enough in our bait tank. We're overcrowding it already. I'm not going to put these in here. I'm going to leave them in the floor for now. But the point is, man, it can get expensive. Catfishing's a relatively cheap sport once you get your equipment, as long as you can catch your bait. But if you can't catch your bait, if you have to buy it, catfishing will be one of the most expensive forms of fishing. I'm getting back in here and seeing a lot of grass back in here. Let's see what we get here. I think we're about ready to roll with what we got, folks. I just don't want to spend too much time doing this. I want to get out there and try to get set. Oh, there's a bunch. Let's get them before they fall out of the net. I'm gonna have to fix that hole in that net when I get home today. Y'all don't let me forget to do that, because you know I will, and then next time we go out, we're gonna have that dang hole still in there. Let's make like one more throw over here and let's get to it. I think we're good. There seems to still be a lot more flips here in this area, so let's just take another throw and me and you take off. Yeah, we've been doing this 20 minutes already. I'm gonna make about a 15-20 minute run to get where we're going too. Yeah, there's a few more. Okay. All right. Oh, I saw a bluegill we got to get rid of. There he is. All right, now that I'm good and soaking wet, that's one of the perks of throwing a cast net there, folks. You're going to get sopping wet every time. But we've got our floor full of smaller shad up to, I don't know, that's probably a 6-incher there. And then we've got them others that I threw in the live bait tank that will hopefully stay alive a little while, because I want to use some live baits here to start the morning too. We're going to start out, we're going to troll today. And what I want to do is take a couple rods, suspend them, have some cut bait on, and then we're going to long line, say long line, free line, whatever you want to call it, live bait behind us up in the water column. So we'll be fishing near the bottom and also within 2 or 3 feet of the surface. So hopefully, like right now when we're here kind of at sunrise, if there's a topwater bite going on or fish that's actively up and chasing bait, maybe we bust those. And it don't necessarily mean catfish either. It could be striper, bass, drum, whatever that could be up chasing bait fish in the water column. We may bust one of those on the live bait. So anyway, I'm gonna make a run here. It's gonna take me probably 15 minutes to get where we're going, and then once we get out there, we'll get set up. I'll show you on the graph the contours, what we're gonna be doing today, etc., etc. But 20 minutes here, y'all. Ideally, you'd like to come out and make one daggone throw with the cast net and get all the bait you need. In reality, it just don't always work that way. Sometimes you got to make several throws. There's been times where I've thrown for a few hours to scrounge up bait. It's just, that's how it is. And when you do like we're doing today and you are hitting the water with nothing and depending on catching bait before you go fishing, it's a roll of the dice. But today, we made good enough work at it that it's still not sunrise yet. So I'm gonna quit flapping my gums. I'll turn the camera off till I get where we're going, and then we'll pick up this video then when we're ready to start catfishing. All right, y'all, I've made a run and got us out here where we're gonna start catfishing. And what we're gonna do today is use some technology here on this new kayak. I've got my Old Town Sportsman 120 Pro kayak with the Minn Kota motor and Humminbird graph, which are linked together. So we're gonna use this fancy technology to try to, let's just pick right there. Let's go follow this contour. I'm just pushing the buttons here. I think we want to go that way. We'll go purple. Make sure it's going to take us to the left here. That's the direction we want to go. I think it is. Now let's do cruise control, and we're going to set it on 0.4. And now this should follow this contour here, which is going to have us about 20 feet deep. Now, as we make our way down, there's going to be a flat that comes out before it drops off to the main river channel. And once we get down there, I'll probably adjust it to where we're kind of on the top edge of that flat, assuming there's some depth to it. We'll see when we get down there, but right now, I'm going to try to keep us kind of on the edge of the green here, where you can kind of see the contour lines are real tight here, signifying the drop, and then they kind of widen out just a smidge. So there's a break line right here. We're going to follow that, and there's some bait there along the bottom. We'll follow that for now and see how we're doing. This depth, though, it's where I've been getting the bulk of the fish at. Mostly smalls, but we've been having some fun sizers mixed into. I saw a whopper on a recent trip. He followed another fish up. So this depth range has been very productive lately. So that's where we're going to start today. And I'm going to put you all here in the chest while we get baited up. And first things first, let's get our, actually let's do that last. It'll be easier, I think, to do the live bait behind us last. So let's get our other rods. I think we're going to start with a live bait suspended in addition to a piece of cut bait suspended, because our live baits are not going to stay alive very long in that tank with the water temps, surface temps 86 degrees according to that graph right there. So these baits aren't going to, they're not going to do very well for very long. So let's try to use our live, bear with me a second here, folks. Easier to talk about catching them in this live bait tank than it is actually catching them. So I'm going to run this through his nose right here. This is one of our, there we go. That's a number 1 sized shiner hook on that gizzard right there. We're gonna, boy, I got that line wrapped around dang rod tip again. There we go. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's send him straight down to the bottom. So 21 feet deep. He'll be down there about 18, 19 feet deep. And we'll take one of these shad here in the floor. This one right here looks like a good candidate. I'm going to cut him in half. He'll be a piece of cut bait for us on this other rod. And then we're going to throw one behind us, live bait, that'll be up near the surface. So these setups here that I've got, live bait on the other rod and now the cut bait on this one. Carolina rigs, number 1 size shiner hooks, 15-pound fluoro for the leader. We've got a little swivel, 2-ounce egg sinker, 15-pound braid for the main line, Catfish Sumo light tackle rods, and Daiwa BG 4000 reels. That is the setup as far as the equipment goes on these 2 rods. My other rod here will have pretty much everything the same, although this is an ugly stick inshore rod. We won't have a weight on our rig here because I don't want it sinking. I want it up in the water column. So let's get another one of our live baits that we will throw behind us. Boy, these little ones back here are already going belly up, man. The smaller shad are not doing particularly well, but these big ones are still kicking in there. Let's just go through the nose on him too, why don't we? Okay, so this one here, let's stand up this way. I'm just going to take and give him a little toss behind us. And we'll let out some line here as we move along. And in this rod, I'm going to put in the molded in rod holder that's built into the kayak behind us. So y'all need to keep an eye on it as that osprey up there makes a bunch of racket moving around. But yeah, I'll stick it in the rod holder behind us, so y'all keep an eye on it, although we'll hear the drag peeling on it if something big hits it. But when you've got a live bait like this, up along this flat that we're going to be working down through here, and it's up in the water column, man, like, I mean, you're talking anything's possible. Sure, catfish most likely, if it gets eat, but it could be a striper. It could be a largemouth bass, a drum. We could get a overzealous white bass or hybrid or something. I mean, you just don't know. Like, anything's possible. So there's an element of anticipation, excitement that comes to it, or it may not get eaten at all. But we ain't gonna know if we don't throw it out there. And I thought, well, you know, today with us fishing out of this kayak, okay, there it is. We've got it down there in that. You can see, I'm gonna take some of these out because they're already, we'll just throw them here in the floor. They're already going belly up, these little ones are. It's just, man, keeping shad alive in a small tank, especially in hot water situations like we got going on here, man, it's tough. I'd hoped they would have lasted a little longer. We still got a few in there though that's kicking, so if these others get bitten quickly, we'll make use of them. If not, we'll end up working them as cut bait today. That's fine. We've been getting good fish on cut bait lately, but worth a shot to have some live baits while we got an option. So again, I'm just gonna put you all here in the chest. We're baited up, we're moving, and we'll just leave the camera rolling from here on out. We'll fish probably another, it's 7:18 right now according to that clock, so if it's right, we're probably gonna fish about 3 hours or so. I'd like to be out of here by about 10:30 today, because then it's gonna be plumb miserable. But fishing out of this kayak, I've been doing quite a bit lately. The Old Town was nice enough to hook me up with this kayak in exchange for featuring it on my channel, and so I've been fishing out of it lately with fancy gadgets and all. And I have to say, man, it sure makes life easy when you're doing fishing like we're doing today, where we're looking to follow these break lines and contours. Having that motor drive for you, and it's, I mean, I've got that cord run from the motor to that graph. Pretty simple. The cord came with the motor. I didn't have to purchase anything extra. It just came with it. And you plug it into that graph and you're good to go. I didn't have to download anything or nothing. It was just automatically linked. So that's pretty cool. But it really makes this style of fishing easy, and this style of fishing is usually what I do in the summer months. I'm on the move. If we have current, I like to drift, but we've just not had enough rain. It's funny, we've had areas around me that have been flooded because they'll just get pounded with an afternoon storm that's just sets on top of them. And you'll see the stuff on social media of all this flash flooding. Cars like submerged in water. And then 2 blocks over, they won't have gotten a single drop of rain. It's just where we've had rain lately, it's been very concentrated. But we've not had enough total rain that they're running water at the dams in the morning hours. There just hasn't been enough rain. So come out here today, we've got no flow out here this morning. So the only way for us to cover water is to actually propel ourselves. Our gizzard over here, he's getting a little lively. But in the summer months, though, I like doing this. I like covering water. Fish they're roaming, they're on the move, water temps as what they are. As fish come off the nest, which should be any time now, they're going to come out here on these channels and flats and stuff and be actively on the feed. And the fish that we have gotten recently have been very aggressive. I mean, I had some trips there last week where we would reel up one fish and a few more would come up with it, just following it up, trying to steal the bait out of the fish that had the hook and the bait, and it's trying to steal it out of its mouth. It was incredible. So, I mean, the fish that we're on have been very aggressive, very active. Now, we're on a different stretch of river today, and I didn't really want to come fish this stretch of river, but I knew I'd gotten some bait over here recently, and I thought we could make quick work of it. But what I didn't want to do was come here and get bait, load up the kayak and drive, and then have to unlaunch. You know what I mean? It was just going to take too much time. It's better in a situation like this to go ahead and start fishing where we're getting our bait at. So, oh, big splash over here. beside us to the left. So anyway, we're going to fish here, and we'll see what happens. You got a bait in the water, you always got a chance. So we'll see how it's going. But I want to focus on the depth that's been giving us the best success lately. I want to focus on that, man, because I feel like on the lower end of the reservoir, there has been some thermocline situation set up. And I think that's got the fish higher in the water column there. Now, up here, and specifically today, I don't know, because it's been a few days since I've been out. For catfishing anyway. My last fishing trip is a video you ain't going to see, because I end up stopping filming about an hour into the trip. I had this bright idea, and I talked about it in the last video that was posted, what I was going to do. So I'll tell you why you didn't see the video that I ultimately... Well, the reason you didn't see it, because it wasn't worth posting. I only got like 4 bluegill. But my plan that day was, I had seen some mayflies along the shoreline. And fish were up there busting the mayflies. So I was going to bust out my tenkara rod and use a little fly and try to catch those fish that were eating the mayflies. And then keep a few of whatever I got, whether it was bluegill or white bass, yellow bass, largemouth, whatever's legal to keep. I was just going to keep those and go catfishing with those the second half of the trip. Well, I get on the water. Now here's a big school of something right there. I don't know if that's gizzard shad or... Oh! Something hit our cut bait over here. I don't know what those are, but they're fairly good size, whatever they are. We're going right through them. Could be gizzard shad, could be something else. Pile of them, though. If it's catfish, I have to believe we'd have gotten some attention by now. But anyhow, I was going to take that tenkara rod, the flies, and have some fun with it. Well, I get on the water. You know what I don't see? I don't see any dang mayflies. They were there a few days before. I'd seen them all along that shoreline, fish just attacking them as they would hit the water. I go back out, nothing. Not a mayfly around. So I went ahead and worked that shoreline there with the tenkara rod anyway, and I got 4 small bluegill. But I was like, what am I going to do with this? I'm not going to subject you all to that. So I ended up just scrapping that, and then it's been a few days since I've been on the water. I've been recuperating from a little bit of an injury that I wish I had a good story for. But this is just a sign of the times, folks. This is Father Time letting you know that you ain't as young as you used to be. So here's what happened. I get up the other morning, start my day, life is good. You know, I'm going about my business, moving along with my day. I go and we got something here on this right rod. Something hit our cut bait again. Something. I think he got it then. I think he's got it now. Let's get us fish number 1. Well, I guess we got about 50 fish right now, but those were in the net, throwing the cast net. Them don't count. Let's reel us something in right here. Whether or not we want to reel him in, I don't know. Could be old channel cat or something. No, it's a blue, just a small one. An old tiny blue. He's flesh hooked right there in the skin too. He's right there in the whisker almost. Pull that hook free, why don't you? Pull this hook free right here. Well, let's see if we can. There you go, fish. He unhooked himself. Y'all trained that fish to do right. We hooked him just good enough to get him in, but then easy enough we didn't have to actually lay hands on him. That's perfect. If it could all be that easy. Well, let's put us another one on. piece of cut bait. So anyhow, I get up the other morning, start my day. Everything's going just swell. I go down and visit my parents, sitting there on their couch, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour probably, visiting with them. I leave my parents' house. I go over to the park with Daphne the dog. And when I go to get out of the car to take her on a walk, suddenly I can barely walk. My low back is just killing me. And I'm like, what the hell have I done? What did I do from leaving my parents' house, visiting with them, driving 15 minutes away to the park? Something happened in that time frame. I have no idea what. But I've been down on my back for the last few days, y'all. So I have no idea what happened, but it feels like I pulled a muscle or something. It's not like sciatic pain, which I've had that before, but I ain't had issues with sciatica in a long time now. I've been doing a lot of the core strength exercises and stuff, and it's really helped. It really helped with my sciatic issues. I haven't had a flare up in a long time. But no, this feels more like a muscle, like I pulled a muscle in my back almost. So anyway, I've been eating anti-inflammatories the last few days, and today I feel significantly better. I can feel it, like when I stand up and throw that cast net, I feel a little twinge. But not so. We're not crippling myself to be out here today or anything. It's not just unbearable, but I just don't know. I guess it's just a sign of the times. You're getting a little older when you have these little injuries pop up and you can't explain how or where they come from. Because I was feeling absolutely fine that morning. I was sitting there on my parents' couch talking to them, feeling fine. I get up and leave there, I'm good. Get to the park, and I'm telling Daphne the dog, I'm like, slow down, dog, I can't keep up. Because I went ahead and toughed it out for her. I can't take her to the park and be like, just kidding, psych, we're not really going. I had to get out and let her go out and sniff around on some stuff and pee on everything like she does. I mean, that's the highlight of her little doggy life, is getting to go on an adventure. So I couldn't take that away from her, even though I wasn't feeling it. But oh, there goes our right rod again, cut bait. The live gizzard over there on the left ain't doing diddly doo-doo for us yet. Meanwhile, 2 fish now, albeit both small, on the cut bait. And the shad behind us, he may be lively too and kicking around. I don't know. I can't see the rod. I can't see it being behind us. This thing is hooked in the bottom lip. Here, fish, come here. Let me get a hold of you like this. You got anything you want to tell the camera? Anything you want to tell these people? He's got nothing. Nothing to say. He never has anything to say. You know how hard it is to do a podcast style video with a fish that won't talk back? It's very difficult, fish. Thanks for making my life hard today. They don't care. That fish is rude and inconsiderate. Let's take this one. We'll work through some of these head baits first here, and then we'll start putting on some body pieces maybe. Snip them off there with the scissors. Drop it back down. We're still about 20 feet deep. I'll show you here on the graph in just a second. We're about to get down here now where this flat's going to be a lot more pronounced. And it'll be easier to show you on the graph what I'm wanting to do. Well, hell, we might have to reel in a fish first. The thing already got hit again. He thought about it. So here we are again on the graph, and you got all these contours that are real close together. That's signifying a drop over here to our left, a steep drop. But you look over here to the right, the contours start to widen out a little bit, and then you get up here, it's really wide. Now this is very shallow up here by the shoreline, but still it's a slow gradual taper and then drops off steep, and then it becomes more gradual again. But you get over here to our left, I mean, you're talking 60 to 70 feet deep over there in the old channel. But I just ain't been doing any good at the deeper depths. All of my action lately has been coming up shallower along these flats and stuff, which I think may be thermocline issue. So nevertheless, what I want to do as we make our way down, I want to take this break line where it goes from a gradual to a steeper drop. I want to take that break line and just go with it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cancel navigation. And then I'm going to come here on that one and set it up again. Hold on, our live bait there. Our live bait. Something got him? Something's got him. Oh, he's just sitting there. Something's got our live bait. I'm sitting there poking around on that screen. Something just gobbled him up, man. I thought he was getting live. I look over and I'm like, oh, the rod's sitting there. He's at him all right. Well, this will at least be a little better fish than the first two we've caught. He's just sitting there, man. These lighter tackle rods are going to make them all appear a little bigger. But this one's definitely going to be bigger than the first two. Oh, that's a big fish beside him too. Did you see that? We've got a big one up here. Look at this one. Oh, he's all marked up too. The one that's come up with him is all marked up. Ooh, folks, that's exciting. That means they're coming off the nest. Yeah, the one that come up with him. Folks. Yeah. Come here now. Come here. I ought to use the net probably. We're gonna mess. Oh, there. Nope. I thought he'd come off. We're gonna mess around and break his line if I ain't careful. Why don't I just use the dang net? Oh, why don't I just reel in another fish first? We got one on this rod. No, he come off. He come off. Dang. Let's send that back down. We're on some fish right here, buddy. That one coming up, though, was super exciting, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to do something here in a minute, folks. Let me get this thing unhooked, and me and you are going to rig up something. When that happens again, we're going to have an absolute blast today. I come prepared today for that very thing if it was to happen again. Yeah, I know, his fish is excited. You hear him down there going on and on? He's got a lot to say. His other friend a few minutes ago didn't have anything to say. Oh, our right rod over there is getting hit. We got some action happening here, buddy. We own some. Okay, here's this one. Let's get him going and reel in his friend. Oh, he just come free. He took our whole leader. Daggone, man. Well, folks, we're off to a hell of a start. Let's get us some baits on here, and then me and you, we're going to have some fun with the next fish that follows one of his friends up. I want to start with another live bait, though, and then we'll tie on a leader, apparently. Actually, you know what we'll do? I mean, yes, we've got to get another bait on this. Let me just grab us a bait here. We're gonna go over some things, y'all. Bear with me a second here. You know how I am. I can't concentrate. I can't chew gum and walk type thing. Let's get our big one. Let's get our big one here before he dies. Nice. Big old Big old gizzard right there, folks. Big old gizzard. Look at all them fish right there too. You know what let's do? Let's spot lock right here. Let's spot lock a minute while I get everything reset. Oh, that may not be smart to spot lock because we got our other shad there behind us. Dadgummit. May not be very smart. Either way, here's what I want to do. Let's move this out of the way. I have another rod with us, folks, and this is going to be a bit different than what you have seen on my channel before. I've never used, actually yeah, there we go. I'm going to have to put this together right fast. So I want to get this other rod out of the way. Let me get it out of the way. This video, man, this is why you shouldn't do unedited videos, folks. This crap right here. I'll get it together here directly. So anyway, I'm going to unwrap this line. Me and you are going to do something you've never seen me do on this channel before. But if it works out, it is going to be very fun. So let's get this out of the way. Let's put our... Oh, something that was over there after our live bait already. Getting him lively. Okay, that ought to be good. Hopefully that'll hold. My hands are slick. Yeah, I think it's in there good. This, folks, is a rod, if you notice, that has no reel. And I'm going to talk about this in a second. Let's get us a bait on it, though. Let's get this one. We may get back on the move here in just a second, but I'm seeing all them fish, and we've gotten hit, and we had that big one come up with the other one we was reeling in, and I'm like, let's just spot lock a second. Okay, now let me go over this right fast. Here's our hook. It's a little #1 size hook, piece of cut bait. We've got, this is a piece of 30-pound monofilament. About 10 foot of it, actually. This is a 10-foot rod I just put together with no reel. It's like a Tenkara rod, but except for catfish. It is a very, very heavy action rod. You can maybe see here on here the Tenkara Battle Whip. This was one of the ideas I had a few years ago that was very stupid. And I don't know why Catfish Sumo went along with it, but they made me a prototype. And the concept for it was a catfish Tenkara rod. And here's why. So, and some of this may have happened to you before too. But you know how the social media algorithms are. They watch our every move, and if you spend too much time on a video, you will start seeing more of that type of video, right? Because it will think that's what you want to see. Well, for me, I got in the algorithm of these Asian women who would be using these long, like bamboo fishing rods, bamboo poles with no reel. They'd put a bait up there. Something's happening behind us. Something's got our live shad. Something's got our live shad back here. Oh, and he just come off. Something had him though. Something had him. Here I was worried about it. Thinking that thing, oh, he got foul hooked. What'd you get foul hooked for? Is he still alive at all? Are you going to kick it all, or do I need to put one of your friends on? Let's put one of your friends on. Maybe be a little bit more lively. Hold on, let me get one of your friends first here. There we go. Let's go. Let me hook him like that. All right, now let's try that again. Let me just give him a toss back there. Okay. There we go. I don't remember where I was at in the story. Anyhow, oh, I know where I was at. The Asian women. So I watched one of them videos. This Asian woman's got about a 15-foot cane pole, bamboo pole, whatever, and she's pulling up these big fish. And so now, oh, just like that, something's got him. Something's got him, y'all. Or live shad. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, he's still on there. Still hooked good too. All right, let's try that again. I'm gonna tell you about these damn Asian women. So my algorithm, for a while, every time I would get on social media and start scrolling, I would see these little hot Asian women in virtually no clothes yanking these fish up with these bamboo poles. And I thought, it's kind of like a tenkara rod, except on a bigger scale, right? A tenkara rod is like a fly rod with a fixed line, no reel. And so I'm having a conversation with Daniel, the owner of Catfish Sumo, one day. I'm like, Daniel, we need a rod that's like a tenkara rod, except for catfish. I don't know how we'll use it, but man, how fun would it be if we could hook something on it? As our live shad on this rod gets a little lively. He's running from something down there. So, you know me, when I get excited about something, I can sell anything. So I sold Daniel on the idea of this. And he ended up making a sample for me. That shad is still lively. Boy, he wants to get away from something. Oh, he ain't getting away from that. He ain't getting away from that one, buddy. Something got him. Oh, he did get away too. Crap. Oh, did you see that? The fish just come up. That catfish is after him right here. The catfish after. We got one on our other rod in the back too. That blue cat followed him all the way up. He was attacking him right there on the surface. That was freaking awesome, man. Okay, let's send him back down. Whatever got after our one on the back thought better of it. Oh, something's after it again right there. He's still after it. He got it in. He got it that time. That was incredible, y'all. That's what I want to do with the dang tenkara rod over here. So if we have another one come up and follow this one to the surface, we're going to grab this rod and put it right in front of them. And this one just come free. That's a big bait. They're having a hard time. You can see where they've hit it here. Getting a tail, but they ain't biting it up near the hook. I need to eat it head first. That's exciting though, y'all. This is going to be an amazing, oh, he's on it again. Will he stay hooked this time? Did he hit it in such a way that he could get the hook, or is he just clamped down on the tail and going to let go here in a minute? We'll find out. Right now, so far so good. I hope he leaves that bait on too. Hell, I'd like to get it back, even though it's going to be dead at this point. That'd be 2 or 3 nice pieces of cut bait. Well, he let go. He apparently just had it clamped on there. Let's keep it up here by the surface for a second. Right there under the water. I ain't seeing nothing else around. Shad's dead too, unfortunately. Let's do this. Every time I've dropped it down, something's after it immediately. Let's drop it down and then swim it back to the surface here. Well, I got something on it right now. As soon as it hits bottom. As soon as I was hoping I could get them to follow it up. I don't know. You just gotta hope they ate the head of it up near that hook. If they're just clamping on the tail, they're eventually going to let it go. When they get up here close to the kayak and get spooked. There he went. There he went. Will he come back? I saw him. It was a little one. Wasn't much bigger than the bait itself. He's went back down. Let's try it again, folks. We're just out here making fools of ourselves, but I'm going to drop it to the bottom. I can't get it down there. I can't get it down and he's on it. This is, he come free again. Here, let's switch this out a second. This thing, it's foul hook now at this point, but the shad, it's had it. This thing he's deader, damn it. Let's see if we can get them to do it to a piece of cut bait. Actually, let me hook it through the back meat like that. Trim them fins. Okay, now that'll be a little bit more bite size for them to eat. I need to check our back bait back there too, make sure it didn't get... He's on it. He's on it. We're sitting on a pile of them apparently. I'm seeing some stuff on the screen, but we're apparently just on a pile of them to keep getting hit every time we drop a bait down. He's gonna run. He's gonna run, buddy. Meanwhile, our dang tenkara rod over here, the one I want to get eat, it ain't getting messed with. Okay, this one here, yeah. Cutting the head off that thing worked. We gave him something bite-sized to eat. He didn't bring any friends up with him, unfortunately. You could have invited one friend to come up. You could have. He said he ain't inviting nobody to his party. He is a party of one. Okay. He is a larger dink here. Maybe a small fun size, at least in length. Although the weight is lacking, but definitely a long fish, long skinny. Long and skinny. Okay. Well, tell you what. Can we do it again, folks? Let's take part of the shad. Trim that. We'll trim those. And we'll trim a piece of it off here. This is the damnedest thing, man. Damnedest thing. We drop a bait down to the bottom and can't even put the rod in the rod holder and he's on it. Let's see if we can do that again. We'll see, is it the same fish or is there... Nope. There ain't the same fish either, because I already felt him. Something hit me. He knocked the hook into the bait. Here, let me hook it through the belly. That way we could do it at an angle right there. There we go. Okay, here we go again. How long do you think it'll sit there this time? Oh, just like that. Just like that, he's on it. As soon as it gets to the bottom, man. Goodness gracious. I wish I had enough line on that other rod over there. The Tenkara rod. I only got 10 feet of line on it because, again, we don't have a reel on there. Kind of want to, with Tenkara, you would typically match the length of your line to the length of your rod. I don't see a bigger fish coming up with him. I don't see any fish coming up with him. But boy, you get it down there on bottom and they're all over it. He gave us our bait back too. We'll just go ahead and send it back down as soon as we get him undone. Oh, you got lucky, fish. You ate that hook kind of deep, buddy, but we're going to get it back, looks like. Where's the line at? There we go. Actually, I got to be careful because it's kind of in the gill. Fish, I wish your mouth was a little bit bigger. There we go. I don't see him bleeding. I think you got lucky, fish. You better count your lucky stars. If he'd got it any deeper, he wouldn't have been living to tell the tale. Let's take this same bait and drop down there again. Now, I'm eventually going to tell you the story about these damn Asian women that inspired this idea for a product we'll never sell. I don't know. If we can catch some fish on it today, it might inspire some people to buy it. Well, I'm sitting there with it and ain't no fish on it instantly. There he is. I felt something hit it. Set it back. No, he's on it. He's on it. I was about to set it back in the rod holder and then he snatched it. We got to do something with the other line here, though. It's up here. The kayak is spun around into the wind. I need to throw this line behind us out the other direction. Let's land this. Let's land him and let's move our other line. Or else we're going to be in a tangled mess right here, folks. Here we go. Okay. All right. There we go. You stay there and think about what you've done, Mr. Catfish. Oh, that ain't it. Dadgummit, I grabbed the wrong rod. I'm all out of sorts here, folks. Let's get this. This is the rod we want, and my other one there ain't got the leader on it. You know what? Something got our bait. We sitting out here with nothing. Bare hook. Okay, well, you know what? That's how they want to play. Fine, we'll just put another one on. I do still have a couple more that's still alive in here. These are smaller ones. You hold on down there, fish. You wait your turn. He said he ain't waiting for nobody. Okay. So here we go, y'all. Live shad. Let's just give him a toss there behind us. Y'all grab this rod when it goes down now. I'm telling you, something's going to go on it quick. I'm going to put it in the rod holder. over here on our other side on the right, behind us. All right, now let's get this fella that's been impatiently waiting, very impatiently. Give me that hook. Boy, I'm telling you, man, we're on some fish. I didn't have super high expectations coming out here on this particular area, but my confidence is growing by the second. And we got this bait back. You know what? Let's just use it again. They're so damn aggressive. I think if you just drop it down there on their head, and I ain't even seeing nothing on the screen right now. But we'll at least send it back down and see what happens. They could be around. Maybe the bait falling down in the column, water column will. Golly, Ben, what's going on here? There we go. Now I got it. I was going to rehook that thing, but it seems hooked pretty damn good the way it is. Okay, dropping it down. Will something hit it instantly? Something's after it. Got him. I got him. I ain't seeing nothing on the screen right there, and we got him. I mean, as soon as you drop it down, man, I think we could put a turd on a hook and they'd eat it right now. They're just, the bite is on this morning, man. If I could get that, you know, we need to check this out on the Tenkara rod over here. Get out from that motor. Get away from that dang motor. He tried to break himself off of her on that prop. We need to see if our Tenkara rod still has bait on it or not. Because yes, it is up higher in the water column, certainly. But as many fish as are here, and us reeling these up, every time I can drop a bait down, surely to goodness, something would come up for it, right? Surely. This fish says, my name ain't Shirley. I'm Bob. Well, Bob, nice to meet you, you old skinny thing. Look how skinny he is. That's a 30-plus inch fish. That's about as big around as a garter snake. Remind me to tell you the story of the snake the other day, too, at my house. My gosh. My wife's ready to burn the place down and move after what we saw, and I ain't far from agreeing with her. Here, before we do that, let me just raise this thing up, because I really would love to get this thing eat today. It's still on. Let me just put this rod tip down in the water. Maybe it'll sink down far enough that we can get down there. Because I've only got 10 feet of line, and with the rod holder there, it's probably only maybe 5 feet underwater. But if I put the rod tip down a couple feet there under the surface, that'll maybe get it down there a little closer. We'll sit here a minute, and if it works out, great. If not, we'll go back to the other rod here. I wanted to bring this, though, so that if we got on a bite today where fish were following the one we're reeling in up like we've been doing, we would have this rod set up, ideally set up and ready, and just ready to drop it down there with those fish that would be coming up to the surface. And so we could hopefully get them to eat it right there on the surface. Nothing so far on this. All right. Well, I don't want to sit here and just keep holding it for no good reason when I know we can catch another one just by dropping this thing down. We'll sit here on spot lock a minute, folks, while we're sitting here just shellacking them. Okay. We got it down there again. Let's see what happens. Again, I ain't seeing much on the screen, but there's been some around. Maybe they'll come back through. If not, we'll get on the move again. Nothing. It's been 30 seconds, y'all. I'm ready to catch another fish. We're getting impatient now. The bar's done been set high. All right, well, if they're not going to eat it, I'm going to put it back in the rod holder. Let's get our net out of the way. Let's grab us a leader out of my bag and get our other rod retied here. Well, there he goes. I ain't going to get to. We don't need a second rod, apparently. One's going to keep us plenty busy today from the looks of things. Another small, though. Another little eater size right here. He's left that bait on too, so it's going right back down. Same piece. We may catch 10 fish on this one bait, maybe. Wouldn't that be something? One piece of shad. I think today, man, we're going to catch as active and as aggressive as these fish are. Whatever is down there, we're going to catch. Maybe that's big fish, maybe that's small fish. Whatever we're around at that point in time, we're going to get. That one that come up that was all marked up on the head, he was definitely bigger than anything we've caught this morning. That other fish just beat him to the bait. I got something after it already. Something's after it. Oh, he got it then. Oh, he missed it. Will he come back? Let's make sure our bait didn't get foul hooked. No, looks good. Back down it goes. This is fun, y'all. When you can sit here and just hold the dang rod in your hand and wait on them to eat it. Oh, he got it. He got it. He thumped it. He thumped it, man. Oh, he let it go, too. He let it go. Let's do it again. This is fun, y'all. I want to do this with that dang Tenkara rod. Although, that Tenkara rod is super heavy action. But the fact it's only got a few feet of line, something's on this already. Can I keep this one hooked? No, I cannot. Tighten down my drag just a smidge. That Tenkara rod's super heavy, but there's only 10 feet of line. It don't have a reel. I'd like to just catch one on it, see what it's like. All right, let's do this again. I've got it just off the bottom. I'm gonna hold it there. I mean, unbelievable, man. Meanwhile, we've still got our live bait over here too. He's actually swam up beside us from the looks of things. I'm gonna readjust him in a second. I'm seeing stuff on the screen there again. Something's along the bottom. I still got to tell you the story about the Asian women too. The Asian women and the snake. Don't let me forget. We got to get to that, folks. But first, we got fish to catch right here. We're about to catch another one. Something's around it. I thought something was going to hit it. It felt like something maybe bumped into my line there. It just happened again. It's almost like that school of fish is swimming through my line and you can feel the tails hit it or something. As soon as I put it in the rod holder, you know damn good and well it's going to get hit. raise it up and down a second. All right, let's stick that back in the rod holder. Let's reel in our live bait that has swam all the way up here beside us. No, he's gone. I thought he'd swam up here beside us. Y'all got robbed. You wasn't even paying attention apparently, and just, you got robbed, folks. Lord. We're having a hard time today. Do we have any more live baits? We don't. No more live baits. This one's still barely moving his lips. We will send him down as is. Don't let this one get stolen off the hook, though. Boy, I tell you what, we're going to go through. We're going through our bait quick here, folks. I may have should have thrown the net a few more times. I might have should have thrown the net a few more times, folks, because we're down to it here. We're down to the nitty gritty. Our bait tank. Here, let's get this. Them two shad, we'll just throw them out there on the floor. And stick that back. There's a couple more floating on top of the tank. Okay. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Here's our back rod. Something got him. I mean, something big jumped over there too. I don't know what that was. Unreal, man. Unreal. I mean, it wasn't out there long at all. That whole shad. Hopefully he's still on the hook too. We're going to need him. Cut him up in pieces. Small fish for that big a bay. They're aggressive today. Very aggressive. Okay. Come on, fishy. Oh, he splashed me right in the face. Did he get water all over the camera too? I bet he did. He tried to throw some of that nasty river water right in my mouth. I know what he was doing. Nasty old fish. He said that water gets in his mouth all the time. He wanted me to know what they go through. Okay, folks, let me check a camera here. Y'all do have a little water drop on there, but it looks like it's water that's been on there a minute, like it's dried. Y'all got a holler now. Tell me to bust out a squeegee if need be. There we go. Now you look better. Oh, here goes this one. Here goes. Oh, and it's gone too. I don't know why. Bait's still on, still hooked good. Is he on it again? Yep, he is. Oh no, he come off again. It's got to be them small ones doing it. I'll send it down another time. This bait right here was trash. I would like to get rid of it, but hell, they just keep hitting the damn thing. Just hold it in my hand here again for a second. He's on it. He's on it. Will he stay hooked up? I don't know. This one feels like a little better one, maybe. This one here might have actually been able to get the bait and the hook. Y'all, this is awesome. We're on them, man. We are on them. We're absolutely on them right now. He ain't that big. I thought he might have been a little better. Here, let's get our other rod out the way so we can net this thing. Is he going to leave the bait on for us too? No, he finally got rid of that bait. How many fish did we catch on it? Between the fish we got and then the other ones that bit and didn't get caught, I'm glad we came here today now. I only came here because I knew we'd have a chance of getting bait fairly quickly. And boy, it's turned out to be a productive day on the cats too, although they're super skinny like this one. Yeah, these fish, I mean, a fish like that's got some length, but just very, very skinny. Okay, we're out of live baits. So let's put this rod here that don't have a weight on it. Let's put it back here behind us. Okay. I really want to get this one. Let me put my thing there, and I really want to get this one eat. Let's change out our bait. I want to just see what it's like to catch a fish on this rod, man. Actually, that bait still looks good. Let's do this. Let's just take this one and snip the tail off. We've got to get this thing eat, surely. Surely we can get this thing eat. Well, my bait's kind of floating right there. It's barely sinking. So every time the kayak moves around, that thing's coming up higher in the water column. You know what let's do? Let's grab a sinker out of my bag. We will cut off that hook. Let's cut off the hook, put a sinker on. That way we can at least get it down for the full 10 feet. If this don't work, we'll take a section of line and make us a longer, well, I don't want to say leader because it's not a leader, it's the actual line on that thing, but you know what I mean. We'll make it longer if this don't work. I just want to catch one on it just to see what it's like. So anyway, let me tell you the story of the Asian women here while I'm getting this baited up, while we're not distracted here for a second. So I went for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month. My algorithm, every time I get on social media, it was these hot-ass Asian women, scantily clad, of course, catching these fish on a bamboo pole that's about 15 foot long. And so I talked to the owner of Catfish Sumo, Daniel, I'm friends with. I'm like, man, make me a rod suitable for catfish like that. So a few weeks go by and we have this. And by that point in time, by the time we got the rod in my hands, the algorithm had changed for me and I wasn't seeing them hot Asian women no more. And so the mood just kind of passed, and it's been sitting in my shed ever since. And we had all them situations there last week where fish just kept coming up, chasing other fish to the surface. And I was like, this would be a perfect opportunity for this Catfish Tenkara rod. And so here we are today. I thought we're going to bring it out and try it. And then that fish followed the other one up. So here we go. Here. That sinker will at least get it down there. Now let's stick the rod tip down in the water a little bit. Get it down even further. So yeah, this is one of those things. Probably one of the dumber ideas I've had. But we're going to put it to the test today. And maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. It worked out for the Malaysian women, man. Of course, again, they're using like I assume it's like bamboo. Very flexible. But I mean, they were catching some bigger fish, some carp and some catfish, whatever kind of catfish they have over there. But they would literally just have like a a small amount of line on the edge of the rod and would hold that rod, and a fish would come up and eat the bait, and then the fight was on, man. It was, of course, you couldn't hardly pay attention to the fish because, I mean, the women in the videos ain't hardly got no clothes on and stuff. So the videos, I mean, let's be real, they weren't really about fishing for getting clicks. It was about the woman being scantily clad, of course. All right, nothing. So let's stick it in the rod holder there. We'll give it a little time while we get this other one going over here that we actually can put on bottom. So, again, this rod has been sitting in my shed for a few years. It has not had any fish caught on it. So today, if we can get something on it, it will be the very first fish ever on it. And you all can make fun of me endlessly for the dumb idea. I mean, but you know what? You get up here on these flats, and if you're fishing relatively shallow water, I mean, it makes sense that you could do it on a fixed line. I don't know. It'll either be fun or it won't. It'll be stupid or it won't. But I do know we're just sitting here on spot lock and catching fish one after another right now if I can just get it down here on bottom. So I'm going to hold this in my hand again for a second. I guess we'll just sit here until they quit biting and then we'll get on the move. I've struggled with that lately. When I've been working places, trolling along, and you go through a school, it's like, well, do I hit spot lock or do I just keep going? You know, it's the old saying, you don't leave fish to go find fish, but if you're not getting the size of the fish you want, then you're not really leaving. You know, I mean, you can make an argument for it either way. Let me put that back here a second. But yeah, folks, yeah. So anyway, the little Asian women that wear virtually no clothes and fish over there wherever they're from, they inspired this rod here, and it's either going to pan out or won't. But it's, most Tenkara rods are, as the one on the left gets hit, most Tenkara rods, like my little Tenkara fly rod, it's collapsible. Like it's extendable. It's got a bunch of pieces inside there, and telescopic. That's the word I'm looking for. Them poles that the Asian women are using, they're one piece. This is a two piece, 10 foot long, so each piece is 5 foot. And yeah. So I want to catch one on it so bad, though. Hell, I wanted to catch them fish on the mayfly hatch the other day too with my actual Tenkara rod, but that didn't pan out either, other than them 4 little tiny bluegill, and they was fun to catch on it. The Tenkara rod's like basically a ultralight rod as far as the action goes. We got one after this rod on the left. Either that or they're tail slapping as the school swims through. I see a few things. Look right here on the screen. There's a few things right there, and I don't know if that's cats or something else. Some of them obviously cats, because we keep catching them. But 19 feet deep, we just can't get down there with the current line set up on that Tenkara rod. I guess we should put on some more line, but it's going to make it harder to reel fish in without a reel. Let's try it, though. You want to? Hell, we're out here living, man. And what we're doing over there ain't working, clearly. So I brought some extra line. I put 30 pound on that. My light action rods over here, we've been using the 15 pound leaders. But with the Tenkara rod, I went with a little bit heavier line because we're not going to have any drag because of not having a reel. Like there's no give, so I wanted a little bit stronger line. That way we don't just instantly snap our rod. So the kayak's 36 inches. So there's 3. 6. 9. Oh, hold on, fish, hold on. 12. 15. 18. Let's go ahead and do 21, maybe 22. And I'm doing that because of the height from the rod tip to the water. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to affect our distance from the bottom once that bait gets set. So, all right. Let's put this up. We'll reel in our other fish over here that's very rudely hit at a terrible time while we're getting more line out. We just out here goofing off today, y'all. Come with me on this is what it's like fishing with me anyway, a total doo-doo show, if you know what I mean. Every day's like this. That's why I shouldn't leave the camera going nonstop, because you just never know what you're going to see. But this is what we're doing with it today. We're just rolling with it. Come here, fish. I want to get rid of you quickly. We'll get this other rod set up. We'll get the other rod set up before we drop another bait down on this one. Because if we don't, we'll have another fish on it before we can get set up. The way things are going. All right, buddy. Arrivederci. I don't know if arrivederci actually means goodbye or not, but I keep hearing that in my head, so I just feel compelled to say it. Okay. Let's set that over there. Let's bring this in. The only problem with having that much line, 20-something feet of line, is it is going to be a pain in the patootie. We're going to have to, I guess, get hold of the line and then just hand pull them in. We're going to try it, though. We might as well. Just so we can say we've done it. Okay. Let's break this rod down a second so we can actually get hold of this. And the tip of it here, most of the time a Tenkara rod's got a piece of string coming off the end. And the prototypes here of this, we had two. We had one with a string and one with a little knob here to tie off to. And this one here is the one with the knob, so let me get this line out the way. Let me put it here behind us. Okay. Now, let's take our 20-something foot of line here. This is tantalizing TV in it, folks. You're literally watching me tie 20-something feet of line to a rod with no reel that's been sitting in my shed forever now. But what a time to use it. If there was ever a time to get this thing tested and possibly catch a fish on it, I feel like now is the time. Okay. Now let's take this end and run our sinker and our hook. We're just doing like a knocker rig basically with the sinker right above the hook. Thread that through. That's a Catfish Sumo sinker with the liner there. That's what that little piece of green is in the middle. That just helps protect your line and your knot from abrasion. This way you don't need any beads or anything that you oftentimes see on catfish rigs. You don't need that with those particular sinkers. It's probably one of my favorite products that Catfish Sumo makes, honestly. It's such a genius idea. I'm surprised other companies haven't done such a thing. Okay. Get the pliers on that. Pull that little tag in and I can't get. My fingers are slick. There we go. Now we're in business, folks. We are in business. Let's get our rod reassembled here. Let's just throw that overboard for a second. Watch that thing get eaten over there before we get our rod back together now. That would be some doo-doo too, wouldn't it? Okay. Now our bait's on bottom right there. So let's just raise it up and hold it in our hand a second. Something's on it. Something's hitting it. Oh, man. I think something got our bait, maybe. Let's check it. Let's check our bait. We got to hand reel it in. Something did get our bait. Okay, let's take a piece of this tail here. Couldn't find my scissors. This is going to be the damnedest thing, y'all. This is going to be just insane. I can't believe this. Okay, down it goes. I don't know how we're going to land a fish with this thing with no reel and that much line. We'll just have to pull it in by hand. Tenkara Battle Whip Rod. Prototype of a product that will never see the light of day, but we're about to catch something with it. It's the new goal of the day, to catch a fish on this rod. Just see what it's going to be like. It's a super heavy action rod. So it probably, I mean, unless it's a big fish, it's probably not going to be like putting a big bend in it, super fun or anything. But the fact there's no reel, no way for it to pull any drag, like it's going to be a straight up tug of war. Oh, I think something's got our bait. It got tapped. I think something got it. Something ripped us off. It did. Something ripped us off as soon as it got down there. Here, grab this. Grab that little head bait right there. Let's do that again. Okay. We'll use both hands on this thing, I reckon. Something's hitting it. As something jumps over there. But I ain't got time to look at that show that the fish over in front of us putting on. He jumped up, and I got one on. I got one on. I got him. I got him. I've got him, y'all. How am I going to get him? How am I going to get him? I guess I'm going to just high stick this thing till I can grab my hand on the line. Let's hand pull him up. This is insane. This is insane. I'll be doggone, I done it. I got one on it. Yeah, fishing reels overrated, y'all. You don't need no damn fishing reel. Fishing reels are the most expensive part of any tackle setup usually, and we just bypass the most expensive part of the rig. That's incredible, man. I got to do this first, folks. Before we rebait, I gotta do a fist pump one time. It's because unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. What a day to be alive on planet Earth when you can come out and catch catfish on a 10-foot rod with no reel. I'm just gonna hold it right off the bottom. Well, I already got one after it already. Oh, I missed him. Let me just set it back down. He's on it again. I keep waiting on him. He keeps... I want him to just eat that thing. I got a little one after it there. I just feel peck peck. Oh man, it's gonna happen, y'all. Got him! I got him! I got him! I got him! This is awesome. Boy, I wish we could do it on a shorter line though. That way I could not have to do this part to get the line over here to hand reel them in. But boy, when they first hit it, when you first pick up on them like that, that's fun, man. Unbelievable. You just never know what you're going to see on this channel, folks. It could be anything happening. You nasty fish, you just burped. Come here. Man, you imagine if we hook a monster on this rod? I mean, this one right here, he's a fun sizer in length, just skinny. You know, only a few pounds, but my gosh, if we hooked into a 50-pounder on this thing, you talk about a good time, buddy. I mean, I'm here for it. All inspired by the little Asian women that plagued my algorithm on social media a few years ago. I don't know whatever happened to them. I guess the channels are still going. I just don't ever see them in my feed. I probably will now. Now that I've said it out loud, my phone, of course, hears everything I say. I get home today, I'll scroll on social media, and I guarantee it all. I'll see it on there. I got one after. He's hitting it, buddy. You just feel peck, 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 peck. He's going to eat it anytime. It must be some small fish down there doing that pecking. But when one comes along big enough to eat it, they just inhale it. And that sinker sitting right on top of the hook, it shouldn't affect it at all. I've caught a bunch of fish on the knocker rigs in the past. It's like a saltwater bottom fishing rig, but I've suspend fished with it before. Had success. As soon as I drop it back down, they're back on it. You see that rod tip just bouncing around down there where they're hitting it. And it's got to be some of them right there. And you know what? It may actually just be them fish swimming through that line. Maybe it's their tails hitting it. Maybe that's what I'm feeling. Oh, I had one then. I think he may have got the bait. Actually, let's just send it back down just to make sure. We know if there ain't bait on there, it won't get touched. If there is, they'll be back on it in a second. They ain't touching it. Let's check it. This thing being 10 foot long, I mean, I'll admit it's kind of cumbersome to even, put together here in the kayak too. I mean, it's kind of a pain. The other day when I was using the actual 10-car rod and getting them bluegill, it was kind of a chore to use too, because it's a little bit longer. And of course, anything behind, of course, in that rod too, I was using it as a fly rod, so I'm casting with it. And so anything behind you, forget about it. Like you're going to be all whacking everything behind you and getting hung and things behind you and whatnot. So it was kind of a challenge. I already got one after it again. Soon as it gets down there, man, there's just fish waiting on it. I think it's smalls though, because they're not eating it. They're nipping at it. I mean, they're literally hitting it right now as we speak. Wonder if could it be something else besides catfish, maybe? You know, last week I got 3 yellow bass that ate pieces of cut bait. I ended up using them yellow bass as bait too. It'd be awesome if that could happen today. If we could catch something that we could use for bait. I'm going to just keep bringing it up higher in the water column until they eventually. Maybe I can get them to come all the way up to the surface and they'll eventually show themselves. Let me stand up in the kayak here. I need to stretch my back out anyway. I'm just slowly bringing this thing up. They're following it the whole way. Yeah, he stopped. Send it back down. He's on it again. Golly bum, I want to catch another one on it, y'all. He ain't hitting it now. He may have got our bait. I think he may have finally got our bait. Let's sit back down a second. Check it. This is the dumbest thing ever. Y'all don't want to watch this, but I mean, golly bum, if we could catch a 30, 40, 50 pounder on this setup, I mean, what an experience that would be. Let's take one of these. I'm just going to put that on pretty much whole. Just snip the tail off this thing so it'll bleed a little bit. Let me stand back up. Kind of feels good to stand, stretch my back. Come on, fishy. I want to just have tug of war match, and it will literally be a tug of war match when it happens. We could get back on the move. The challenge with this is going to be we're not going to be able to adjust our line up and down. You know, normally when I'm suspending baits, if the depth changes, we adjust and compensate for the depth changes. But with this being a fixed line, you can't do that. It just kind of is what it is. Whatever depth you're at, that's where you're at. I think some man got her bait, maybe. Set this down a second. He did. Something got our bait again. We're getting robbed, folks. Let's get one of these. Let me snip part of this off here. I don't even care if it's a small fish that we reel in or pull up at this point. I just want to get them to actually hook up. This is the damnedest thing. The damnedest thing. And y'all don't give a crap about it. I know you don't, but it's what we do in here for the time being here, folks. We'll get back to regular fishing here in a few minutes. I just gotta catch another one. I mean, he's hitting it. Oh, I had him. Wonder if he got the bait. No, must not have, because he's back on it. It ain't the most comfortable rod to hold in your hand because it's kind of heavy. And being that it's so long, like it's not, a good rod and reel will balance in your hand, you know. This ain't a balanced setup. My Tenkara rod, like my fly fishing rod, now it's really lightweight. It's like 2 ounces. So something's had to have got our bait. It's not being hit anymore. So the actual Tenkara rod that I have, being so lightweight, it's not tiresome to hold or cast at all. This setup, it absolutely will be tiresome to hold in your hand all day. Let's try it again. If we get robbed again here on this one, we'll probably get back on the move. We can get robbed all the way down through here. We don't need to be sitting still. Okay. Something was on it. The bass boat goes by over there. I guarantee you he's never used a rod without a reel before. Well, let's put it in the rod holder. That's a lot of leverage on that too. We'll really get to test my rod holder mount here when that thing gets hit. Look at that rod tip just dancing though. Something's after it. He may have it. Nope. Gotta be small fish. I don't care if it is small. I just want to hook the dang thing. Oh. I watched them Asian women though, buddy. They would reel in some, or pull in some big fish with their bamboo poles. Oh. I thought I had him then. I mean, this is so dumb. I'm gonna check our bait. I think he's got our bait ripped off. Let's get on the move here, folks. We'll do the same thing, but on the move. Ain't no point in sitting here with all these small fish. Let's see. Get to navigate. Oh, resume. How about that? Okay. Well, that was nice. So, interesting side note, you don't have to reset up everything again. We were following that contour. I hit spot lock. And I would have assumed it would have canceled out everything that we were doing before. But that's not the case. It kept our other course intact. And I was just able to resume course. I just wonder though, are we moving? Yeah. Let's see if well, I don't feel like we're moving. Do I need to hit the prop on button maybe? It's not staying on course now. The only movement here is from the wind. I have no idea what's happening. I don't know if the prop is on or off at this point. Okay. Well, it ain't going. Here, let's just cancel out of this crap. Cancel navigation. I'll come over here, we'll do it again. Okay. And let's follow contour purple. Now let's do that. Okay, now it's moving us. What an ordeal that was. I thought it was gonna, I mean, you saw me hit resume navigation or whatever, but it just didn't, it just wasn't moving. The only movement we were getting was from the wind. I don't know. You know me, I don't know how to operate this technology. I watched a YouTube video to figure out how to follow the contour thing. So, anyhow, we got that situation handled here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take one of these shad. We'll put a head bait on this one, on our Tenkara rod. I'm going to go ahead and get another one on our other light tackle rod over here too. And we'll go ahead and put it down too. Hopefully we'll run into some more fish, get some better quality fish over here. We'll see. We're bound to run into them again here eventually. Whatever we've been setting there on those, just tiny little things, stealing our baits. Let's just take the tail piece of this, why don't we? I'm not a big fan of the tails, but today I just don't think it matters. I think today we could literally put anything down there and they'll hit it. We'll get it in front of them. Okay. All right, we got 2 lines out again. We'll see how long it lasts. The way we've been catching them. There for a minute, buddy, we couldn't keep a line in the water. Every time I would drop that bait down on the left, we had a fish on it instantly. Something's on our Tenkara rod here. If we get a monster on that thing, oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it, buddy. He's got it. If we get a monster on this thing, though, y'all, it is going to be an ordeal. Because that is going to be a lot of pressure. This one here don't feel bad either. He don't feel bad. It's going to be something. Let me get hold of my line over here. I can only pull the rod tip up so high, and then you high stick on them. And then you just got to grab your line. That's why ideally you'd have, 10 foot of line on a 10 foot rod. This is the biggest one of the morning right here on the dang Tenkara. It's on the biggest one of the morning so far. I'm going to need a net on him probably. Goodness gracious. What are the odds? Come here. Open. Open. Open that mouth. Don't make me get the net on you. He wants me to get that dang net on him, don't he? You're probably worthy of some front camera time, fish. But you ain't gonna get it because you're about to flop and take my thumb with you. Here, let me hold you out like that. Not bad, buddy. That's a fun sizer. Y'all. That's the thing, though, like getting that rod out of the rod holder when a big fish hits with that much pressure. Usually your reel has the drag set, right? Like you're pulling drag and taking, you're not getting the full pressure on there. That way you can get the rod out and yada yada yada. But with this setup, it's just 100% straight up battle, man. Okay. Our bait ain't gonna last today. I should have got us more before we come out here. I screwed up, y'all. course, we probably got quite a bit more under the net here that I can't see yet. I'm just going to hold this thing in my hand a minute. Maybe we can sit here and hold it till the other rod gets hit. I got something hitting on me down there already. Oh, let's see if he come back. He may have got the bait. No, I apparently didn't get the bait either because he's back after it. I'm just going to hold this thing for a second. I kind of want to check it to see if that bait's on there now. It got hit again, but then it was gone. That makes me think the bait's gone. The only way we're going to know is if we pull it up. Yeah, he did get the bait. Dang. You know what? I'm going to put this whole thing on. I ain't cutting no slit in it. I ain't doing nothing. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think it matters what we do today. As long as we get it in their face, I think they're going to take a swipe at it. They seem to be just loaded right here along the edge of this flat. We're 19 feet here where we're at the moment. Moving 0.4. Our other bait over there ain't got messed with though. Unless it did and it's been ripped off and we don't know about it. We probably should check it. The fact it ain't got messed with tells me there ain't no bait on there. We'll give it a second here though. I want them to eat it while I'm holding this thing. We're bound to go through some more here in a minute. Anyway, while we're waiting on the next fish, let me tell you about the snake experience at my house, y'all. We've had 2 reptile experiences at my house recently. There's one's after it here. I think he's got it. Nope, he dropped it. Back on it again. It ain't that big a bait fish, so you should be able to eat it. But anyway, we've had 2 reptile experiences at my house lately. So the other day I was on the phone and my wife was in the living room. She was vacuuming and all of a sudden she starts hollering. And so I go in there like, what the hell are you screaming at, woman? And she points over in the corner. It's a damn lizard. The cat is after a lizard. He's got it trapped in the corner. A lizard had gotten my house somehow. Like one of them little skinks, I think they're called, blue tail skinks. You always see them out around the foundation of the house and stuff in these summer months. But one had somehow gotten inside the house, and Marty the cat had him trapped in the corner and was just smacking away at him. So our cat done its job. But I was like, well, how the hell am I going to get hold of that damn lizard? Because I didn't want to shoo the cat off and the lizard run up under the TV or something. So I got a towel, like a bathroom towel, and threw it over the top of the lizard. That way I could kind of scoop him up. And that worked. We got him out the house that way. Let me check this bait. I don't think we got any bait on there. So anyway, get the lizard out the house. That's the first reptile experience. And then, yep, something got our bait. And then, I'm at my house the other day, and I look out the front window. I got that big picture window in the living room with a bird feeder right in front of it. And I look out the window and I see something like in my hedge. I've got them hedge bushes there in front of the house too. And there's a little space between each hedge. I'm like, man, did a bird drop a limb or something between them hedges? Like, what is that? And I walk over there to the edge of the window and take a look. It's a damn snake. It's midway up in my hedge bush and has slithered over to the other hedge bush. I kid you not, folks, that damn snake, it was a black snake, climbed up in that bush, I guess to get up there near the bird feeder. I don't know. But he was just going hedge to hedge. And sometimes them birds will make nests up there in the hedges, right? They'll lay eggs up in there in their nest. And I bet you them snakes get up in there and eat them eggs and baby birds and stuff. So my wife, she was home at the time. I hollered at her to come take a look at it. Of course, she's freaked out. She hates snakes as bad as I do. And we're like, we're going to have to burn this house down. That's too close to home, you know. We're going to have to just move. And anyhow, we lose sight of the snake and go about our day. And I was out there mowing a couple days after that, I reckon. And my grass had gotten pretty tall because I ain't been mowing as frequently this year. I've been rebelling against this war in Iran that's jacked up our gas prices. I use 100% gas in the mower. Like I don't use the ethanol stuff in the mower there. It's just mower runs better for the mower to use 100% gas. And it's even more expensive, you know. So I kind of cut back on my mowing this year to stick it to the man a little bit, trying to use less gas just to show these gas companies who are gouging us on purpose. And anyway, my grass, because I ain't mowed as frequently, I've been doing about I normally mow most years about every week during the peak summer months here when it's really growing, but I've been doing about every 10 to 14 days lately. So my grass was pretty tall. Well, I'm mowing along and all of a sudden I see that damn snake. I ran over him with the mower, I reckon. Not enough to kill him, unfortunately, but enough to spook him, and he took off and was slithering away. And I'm pretty sure it was the same snake, because it was the same black snake, and about the same length, same diameter. I bet it was the same one. But I scared him about as bad as he scared me, I reckon. He slithered on over toward the fence, toward the neighbors. I was like, you keep going that way, snake, don't come back. Everybody says how snakes are good to have around your house. They say they keep the rodents away. I'd rather have the rodents, honestly. I hate snakes. I'd rather deal with the rodents. I think we need to pick a different contour here. Let's cancel navigation here, folks. Let's cancel navigation, and we're going to pick. There we go. Let's pick that one. Low con. This is easy to set up, I will say that. Very easy. Very easy to get going here. Here, let me just reel this in, make sure we still got bait. I don't think anything's hit it since that last one, but I got distracted with the snake story. So who knows what the hell happened. No, our bait's still on there. All right, let's send it back down. I'm going to put it in the rod holder. Now, let's check this one, because surely to goodness this one ain't still got bait on it. It don't. I knew that thing should have been hit. I knew it should have. Let's grab us here, get this one. That's a decent sized shad anyway, at least compared to some of them we've been using. Yeah, so 2 reptile experiences at my house lately, folks, and neither of them's been good. Both of them have traumatized my wife. She wants to move. She's ready to burn the place down and get the heck on. It ain't too terrible of an idea. When we got snakes that close to home, I saw one a few years ago. Well, that's been several years ago now. But I had on my front porch, and my front porch ain't very big. I've got a big back porch. That's where we normally set out on when the weather's good, but my front porch is just like a little I don't even know, 4x6 maybe, size 4 foot, 4 to 6 foot away from the house, and maybe 6 or 8 foot this way. I don't know. It ain't very big. But anyway, it was a little gap up there in the soffit or whatever along the roof, and some birds had gotten there and made a nest. And so I was going to fix it, but I didn't want to trap the birds up there. So I was waiting on them the baby birds to grow up and spread their wings and fly off, and then I was going to seal it up. Well, one day I'm sitting there and got the living room door open. It's a glass door there, you can see out. And I see a damn black snake slithering up my post there on the porch to get up in that opening there on the roof, and I guess eat them birds. And he got all the way up in there, and I thought, I wonder if that damn snake can somehow get inside my house from the roof. So I never saw him come back out. And I didn't hear them baby birds no more after that either. I guess he ate them. So I gave it a couple days, and I was like, well, if he's up there for life, because I sealed that hole. And I imagine he probably come back out after he's done eating them birds, but still. Ate every one of them damn baby birds up in there. It's all gone. Crawled up my post, though, on the porch. Just slithered on the way. I mean, them damn snakes can get up in anything, y'all. Anything. So, I have a problem with snakes. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a normal phobia. Like, if we see a snake out here on the water today, I'm not going to crap my pants or anything, but I don't want to see it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, there's something about them. The way they move, the way they eat stuff. Like, I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. There's something about it. My mom's always been terrified of snakes, so she's probably the one that put that fear in me. You know, we transfer fears to other people, like young people and stuff. So, like, if you've got kids, if you're afraid of something and you're all the time going on about it, well, your kid's probably going to have that same fear. And I blame my mother for my fear of snakes. Spiders don't really bother me. I'm not terrified of them like some people are. But snakes, and I don't like ants. I'm not necessarily afraid of them. I just don't like them. They kind of creep me out. Especially the big ants, like the big black ones, the little fire ants, the little red ones. They're a nuisance. I have a bunch of them around my house, and you'll be out in the yard and step on them or something and not know it, and then next thing you know, you'll move and 100 of them will be on your foot just tearing into you. Those are annoying, but it's the big black ones. You'll see them in the trees sometimes, and we got our lift rod got hit. But I mostly see them around the trees, but one year we had them in the house real bad. And I can't stand them things, man. I just, they creep me out. I just don't like them. But I ain't seen, that snake the other day was the first one we've seen there. And, well, I take that back. I saw one earlier in the spring too in the yard while I was mowing. It was, the one I'd seen earlier in the spring was bigger than this one. But yeah, I don't care about seeing those snakes, man. I don't want nothing to do with them. Nothing. That's been my hesitation too. So I'd found regular viewers. If you remember back 2 or 3 months ago, it was still in the spring, I found this little creek. So what happened was, one day I was on my way back home. I'd been down fishing on Chickamauga that day, and I was on my way home, and the interstate was backed up. So the GPS rerouted me and took me on these back roads to get off the interstate. Well, I'm moving along these country back roads, and I come across this bridge. this creek. Has something got our... I think something may have our tenkara rod over here. We'll see if it goes down. Our line's kind of coming at an angle. Our line's swimming, buddy. He's got it. Let's get ready to set the hook on this thing. Got him. I got him. I got him. I got him on this thing, y'all. I got him. Let me get over here to my line. We'll pull him up. He ain't gonna be very big. It's different, man. It's different. We may never do this again after today, but it's different, folks. It's definitely different. I think it would be better if, like, we had it on the shorter line, and if we brought up a fish that had other fish with him, then we would drop it down. I think that would be more intense and be better. But doing it how we're doing it, it's still fun. Which way is this hook going? Got it kind of deep there, fish. You got lucky. Oh, there goes our other rod too. Give me that hook back, fish. I got to reel in your friend over here. There. We popped it free. There you go. Get on out here. We got to get your friend. Here. Here, set your rod over here out of the way, folks. Get that thing out of the way. We still got the other one on. If you was a fishing partner worth of crap, you'd done reel this thing in. This one right here, probably comparable size, maybe a little bigger than the one we just got. Come on up, fishy. Dang, fish interrupted our story. They don't care. They're very rude and inconsiderate like that. Yeah, this one's about the same size as the last one, but he's foul hooked. That's why he felt a little bigger. He's got that hook and the fin over there. We'll go ahead and bring him in, gonna have to. Yeah, he's got that hook and the fin. We were pulling him in sideways for part of it. That's why he felt bigger. You know what? I need to hook all these smaller fish in the fin. That way they'd all feel like it. There, go. You want to be held up, fish? You want to get your moment of fame here? Your moment of glory? You enjoy it. Tell your friends and family. He'll spread the word down there. That'll be all over social media that I gave that fish his moment of fame. It's the little things, folks. It's all you can do is try to help out the little catfish down there. Give them an opportunity in life. You know, they ain't got many job opportunities, so if one of them can get famous on a YouTube video, it'll really mean a lot to them. Okay, let's throw that out. If we get it, got it all around the rod right there. There it goes. There it goes. Now let's rebait this one. I'm gonna try to tell you the story of me getting rerouted and finding a place to fish because of it. Another one of these pieces. Here, let's do another chunk. We may have to move our net here in a second. Get some of them fish out from under it. We've still got a bunch of shad in the floor of the kayak here. I didn't bring a cooler. That's the one thing I forgot today. At least the one thing so far I've realized I forgot. I was going to bring a little cooler and keep these shad on ice so they don't bake in the sun, but fortunately it's cloudy. We've had some more clouds roll in. I thought it was going to be sunny after the sun got up above them initial clouds, but some more have rolled in. We're supposed to have some foul weather tonight, maybe some rain and storms, but today, right now, it's supposed to be fine till late afternoon. But anyhow, so I get rerouted off the interstate, right? And I'm going this back road, and I come across this bridge, and it's got a creek going under it. And I didn't have any cars behind me, so I stop and back up. I'm looking. I'm like, well, hell, there's fish down there. I wonder if I can get in. If I could slide a kayak in here. So there's this little service road just down from the bridge, and sure enough, I'm like, well, hell, I can slide the kayak in here. So I went out there and filmed one day. I done a ultralight video. I started out, I walked the kayak down that service road to the creek, and I made a few casts, caught some fish there on the bank, and then I hopped in the kayak and caught some more. Well, this was back in the spring, and it was early spring too. And I'll be damned, we're back there in that creek if I don't see a snake toward the end of that trip. And I was like, this would be an awesome place to fish in the warmer months when the water was warmer. Because that creek, it's a long ways from the river. But it had some depth to it all the way back there where we were at. And we were catching some fish. So I'm like, man, I bet you some bass move up in there. Maybe something even bigger, who knows. So I wanted to go back when it was warmer, maybe even take like a buzz bait or some topwater lure or something for the bass, But here's the thing. Now that it's warm, I know that place is going to be snake infested. And so I wanted to go back because I don't want to get down there and get snake bit or get terrified because I'm have a snake fall in the kayak from an overhanging tree or whatever. Because to access that creek requires me to be in my other kayak, the Hobie Lynx. This one here, it's so big and heavy, there's no way in hell I'm going to drag this thing down no service road. But with the Lynx being so lightweight, I can just put the wheels in and just roll it right down there to the water's edge. But the thing is, with that Lynx, it sets so low to the water with the hull design, like you're just 2-3 inches off water. It would be so easy for a snake to crawl up in that thing. So, best of intentions, I would love to go back, but at the same time, I have no desire to go back. So I haven't been. So maybe this fall or something, when it gets a little cooler and I'm not as fearful for snakes, we'll go try that creek again maybe when the air temps are cold but the water temps are still warm. There'll still be some fish in there maybe, and we can go try it out. But in the meantime, we're just going to leave that creek be, by gosh, because I just know it's going to be snake infested. I just can't do snakes. And I don't know how you get over it either. Like, once you have a fear or phobia, whatever, I don't know how you get over it. I know they do like desensitization. Why can't I say the word? Am I having a stroke right now? Desensitization. Is that a word? Is that how you say it? Desensitization. That's it. They do desensitization therapy, if I get my words out. As the wind's picking up all of a sudden here. I think the wind was supposed to blow till this evening. They do that to try to help with people's phobias, and I think the thought is that if you just put people in that situation more and they realize, okay, I'm safe, my life isn't in danger, over the course of time you will come out of that fear. But people who are really terrified of something, I think it would be pretty traumatic. Like if you had somebody that's like, just super fearful of snakes, and you made them hold a snake, I don't know, maybe they faint, pass out, fall and hit their head. I don't know. Like, I'm not I'm not that kind of fearful of them. But at the same time, too, if I was on like a TV show, like a Fear Factor or something, you remember that show Fear Factor? Back before Joe Rogan was famous? He was the host of that show, and they would make people sometimes get in these like see-through glass tanks, and they would pour all these snakes on top of them. I could not do that. There's no way I could do that. But other than just screaming like a little girl and maybe running away, if I see one in the yard, that's the extent of it for me. But I probably do sound like a little girl, like a little high-pitched scream. My wife was hollering too. You should have heard her when that lizard. I don't know how that lizard got in the house either. I mean, maybe it was on like the edge of the door or something. We opened up, bringing groceries, and not paying attention, and it runs in, or I don't know. But it was in there. Old Marty the cat. He's a lazy cat. He don't hardly move for nothing. He sleeps all day and night. But boy, he's after that lizard. He had him a new toy. He's a pretty good cat. Both our cats are pretty good. Polar opposite personalities, but they've been good additions to the household. I told that story a couple years ago. My neighbor that lived in front of me had all them cats, and she moves and just leaves them. And I ended up taking a couple of them in. Marty, the orange one, he was in pretty rough shape. He was malnourished and real skinny, and he wasn't thriving well. Most of the time, cats are an animal that they'll revert back to their feral tendencies, if you will. Like the cats can adapt way quicker than something like a dog can. But Marty, he's, bless his heart, he's just not the most coordinated cat. He's got really big feet for the size of his body. And sometimes, like if he's laying down at your feet, and we've got our couch are like recliners on the ends. It's like if he's down at the feet and you hit the button and the feet goes down, sometimes he'll just fall over, just flop over in the floor. Because he can't, you hear the story of these cats always landing on their feet. That ain't true with Marty. He doesn't always land on his feet, folks. Poor guy. He means well, but he's just not coordinated. So he just wasn't cut out for outdoor life. And so we brought him in, and of course the other one was more friendly in the beginning when he was an outdoor cat, but once he gets inside, he's just kind of antisocial, but we love him nonetheless. Both of them are good with Daphne the dog. Of course, Daphne the dog, she's fine with them. She'll get after my parents' cats a little bit sometimes, but it's only because they run. My cats, they're not fearful. Like the neighbor girl, she had a dog. She had a big dog. Husky, I think it is. But anyway, she took the dog, left the cats, but them cats had grown up around her dog. So like they weren't fearful of Daphne at all. Daphne, at the time when they were still down there, one of them would be walking along the fence and Daphne would just be charging full speed toward it, barking and carrying on. And the cat would just, they weren't even phased. Yeah, they didn't give a crap what Daphne, like, we know you ain't gonna do nothing, dog. And so now, like when Daphne's interacting with the cat, she'll just sniff them and lick them sometimes, but then she goes about her business, the cat goes about theirs. It's when things run, that's when Daphne will chase. So whether it's a cat, a squirrel, whatever, if they're fearful of Daphne and they try running from her, she's going to try to chase them down. It's a game to her. As this fish is trying to run, he can't run, no, because he's hooked in the mouth. He's hooked in the jaw. Nice try, fish. You try running, we're going to chase you down. I ain't never caught a catfish so big I had to chase it, but there's been some sharks I've had to run down. Oh, is that oh, it is. That's a danged old channel cat. Danged old channel cat. Come here. Get in here. At least you didn't throw the bait off. Although that ain't a premium cut of bait anyway, that tail piece there. We can't get through a day anymore without a channel cat bite. I told y'all lately how bad I hate these things. Well, he's hooked the net too. I guess let's get there we go. I have to unhook the net before I can unhook the fish. Go on, you old channel cat. Go over there and act like somebody. Let's switch out our bait. I'm just going to toss that. That thing's washed out at this point. Let's get this out of the way. Let's move this net and see if there's any bigger shad under here possibly. Well, here, let's just take this one. Get a head bait on there. Yeah, you know, Daphne, she wants to play. She don't really want to hurt anything. Like, she's not aggressive toward other animals, but she does want to play all the time. And so if something runs, she chases it. So my parents' cats will run from her and she will chase. But when she's home with me and around my cats, and they don't run, they don't pay her no mind. Everybody coexists. Daphne's actually the least dominant one in the house. As the other cats, if they want her doggy bed, they're going to get it. They'll just root her out of it. And they like her doggy bed. They have their own beds, but they don't care about that. They want hers. As we've made our way down, we're kind of on this break line here. You can see the lines are a little wider and they get a little tighter, so that's a break line. But I want to bring us back up here, I think. Because the further we've gotten deeper, we're 24 feet, we're getting less action. So let's cancel that. Let's maybe do that. And we'll just go higher back up on this thing. Okay. All right. We'll have to raise our baits. Well, we'll have to raise that one on the left up. We can't do nothing with the one on the right. Let's just check it, though. What's going on here? Did we somehow get wrapped up in our... We somehow got caught in our line somehow. Well, that explains why that bait wasn't getting hit. It wasn't even down there. It was like halfway up the water column. Okay. I'll try to set that rod right on the very end. That way it'll be easier to get out when we have a fish take it down. Yeah, we're going to have to raise this thing up. There we go. Yeah, we're back up about 20 feet right now. Maybe go up a few more feet in depth. But you know what? That's where we were kind of getting them at there for a while. We ventured down, but this is more, you can see how the lines get really far apart up here. This is that flat up here. And we just going to kind of go along the edge of it here, the top edge of it. That's been working lately, man. That's been where we've been getting all of our action. It's been mostly small fish lately, but tons of action doing it. And during the spawn right now, man, I want to get some bites, you know. I want to catch some fish, and hopefully we'll get lucky on a few, as Weed Eater Man over here has decided now's the time, by gosh. Now's the time to get his weed eating done. Going to do it today before the rain hits tonight. Can't fault him for that. I finally got my weed killer sprayed recently. I needed to. It was getting That weed killer, the packages says it lasts all summer. It don't. You get about 6 weeks out of it, and the weeds take over again. And I got all that kudzu coming out of my neighbor's property. I have to just constantly spray it, try to keep it under control. If they would just maintain their side of the fence, we could completely eradicate the kudzu. But they won't. So it grows from their side of the fence and sends its runners up my fence and through the other side, and it's just a battle every year. Every daggone year I go through it. I spend hundreds of dollars a year on weed killer and a bunch of my time fighting off something that could easily be handled by my neighbors if they would just, I don't know, mow their yard. What a concept. But they won't. I told y'all lately how bad I hate my neighbors. I hate them about as bad as I hate channel cats. Maybe more, depending on the day. Got some real winners. That one girl beside me, I mean, she's always been real good looking. And you would think her husband, I mean, he mows the yard about once a month. I mean, he'll let it get 3 foot tall. And his mower will be bogging down because it'll be, I mean, he needs to bush hog it. He lets it get so tall. And I just always think, every time I'll be sitting out on the porch or something, and he'll be mowing that yard that's 3 foot tall, I think about her. I'm like, this girl, man, she's very attractive. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. How is it that she can't get a man that will actually keep that house up over? Like, why is their yard always a mess? Why does their house always look like trash? Like, you'd think he would want to keep that place up to keep her happy, you know, but I guess, I don't know, maybe he's got a lot of money or a big pecker or something, because I mean, they've been together a long time, and that house has always been a disaster. So I don't know, but I mean, I just can't help but think that she could find a man that would take better care of her in that house, because he does a lousy job. I know I shouldn't be talking about him like that, but it's the damn truth. I mean, I got to live beside him, and that house always looks like trash. And his laziness or just lack of caring causes me a hardship every year as that kudzu climbs from their side of their property over to mine. So hopefully someday she'll find another man that'll treat her yard better. She's an attractive girl, though. She'd have no difficulty finding a replacement if something ever went wrong. Now, him, on the other hand, I don't know that he would fare too well in the open market. I did hear him arguing. Well, it's been, I guess it's last summer now. It was warm out. I remember it was warm because I was outside. But they had a big argument out there in their yard. And I thought, oh, okay, this is it. This is going to be the end of them right here. She's going to get a divorce, find a new man, and they're finally going to keep that yard up. But no, he somehow got back in her good graces, I guess. I don't know how he done it. It's one of those situations that, you know, sometimes you look at a couple, and I'm sure you know people like this. You've even if you don't maybe personally know them, you've been in a situation, like you've been out at a restaurant or a grocery store or whatever, and you've seen a couple together. And you look at that couple, and it's a clear mismatch. Like, one person is a 10, and the other one is a 3.5 on their best day. And it's like, how did that person end up with a partner who is so much better looking than them? Like, yes, I know, okay, look, looks aren't everything. They're not. And everybody finds different things attractive. I talked about this on a recent video. I was giving y'all some dating advice. I'm like, just go out and ask girls out. Okay, you're going to get rejected a lot, but you're eventually going to find a girl that's interested in you, whether she's attracted to you physically, or she finds you interesting, or she finds you funny. Like, you will get some dates out of this if you just try. But usually, if you are, let's say you're a 5 on a 1 to 10 scale, sure, you can ask out some girls that are 9s or 10s, but you're probably going to get rejected most of the time, and that's okay. And if you do get a date with them, okay, maybe it lasts 2 or 3 dates, but the odds of you going to marry, if you're a 3 or 4, the odds of you marrying a 10, unless you've got like Mark Zuckerberg kind of money, it's very minimal, right? The odds of it just ain't in your favor. Now, that don't mean you can't find somebody that you find attractive. You might find a beautiful woman. Somebody that's beautiful to you may not be beautiful supermodel wise, but you know what I mean. Like, you can find somebody that's attractive and whatnot. But like my neighbor girl, like, she's not a supermodel, but she's hot. And this dude she's with, like, he ain't. And I'm like, how did he pull that off? How did he do it? You just don't, you see situations like that sometimes, and you're always like, okay, what? Is this the funniest guy in the world? And she's like really into funny guys? Does he have like a interesting job or interesting hobby, and maybe they got a mutual interest or something? I don't know. But like, when you just see 2 people out and one of them's very attractive and one of them isn't attractive, you're like, how? It's a mismatch. It's always like, how did they pull that off? You see that? You don't see it all the time, but like, you see enough of it. I see it more with lesbians than I do men and women. Because you'll see 2 lesbians, and one of them will be really, really hot, like supermodel, blonde, beautiful. Just what you would think about being like a supermodel. And then the other lesbian in the couple will look kind of, have more masculine features, or what you would typically think of as masculine. And you're like, again, like, if the woman was attracted to masculine features, why isn't she just attracted to me? Like, I don't know how it works. But you see it a mismatch oftentimes, where it's just like somebody's really hot and somebody's really not, and I don't know how they do it. Old pro moderator, he's a lifelong bachelor, and I remember I was talking to him about it one time. He was interacting with some girl on text message. He had met on one of them dating apps or something. And I guess she is asking about his pecker or something, and he told her, he said my pecker's small, but my bank account's big. So, and I guess that line has worked for him before. But you do see that all the time, and you kind of know what's up in those situations. Like, you'll see you'll see some billionaire, like a sports team owner or something. Mark Davis is the one that comes to mind. Owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, I'm sure he's a nice enough fella, but boy, in the looks department, he ain't got much going for him, right? But yet, his girlfriend's like a supermodel. Super hot. And I remember seeing a thing on social media, and who knows if it was true or not. It could have been. You can't believe anything on the internet. But supposedly she had done an interview, and she's like, I didn't even know he was a billionaire when I met him. I was just attracted to him. He was so funny. I'm like, honey, ain't nobody buying your lies. Like, this girl could have anybody on planet Earth, and she's choosing to be with him. Like, it's for the money. And listen, there ain't nothing wrong with that. To each their own. I'm not judging her for going after it, and I'm not judging him for buying her. Like, you know, if you got money, the purpose of having money is to be able to buy whatever the hell you want. If you want to buy a hot woman, then you ought to be able to do it. I mean, as long as it ain't been like a, you know, a traffic situation or something. As long as if she's willing and of sound mind to make that decision, and she's okay with the arrangement, then it should be perfectly fine. So, no judgment from me. If I was a billionaire, I mean, I ain't gonna say I'd be above it. Now, of course, you know, I wouldn't trade my wife for nothing. But hell, me and my wife, we've had conversations like, you know, if that Channing Tatum guy ever dropped into my wife's DMs, like, she's going to need a hall pass, okay? If Liv Morgan ever slid into my DMs, I'm going to need a hall pass. That's the way it is, folks. And I'm sure you and your spouse or significant other have had similar conversations. Like, you know, it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly fine. But these billionaires can just, I mean, even if the girl's not interested or attracted, like, they're attracted to that money. An attraction's attraction. For the right price, a person can look beyond a lot of stuff. I mean, think about it in your situation. I mean, those of you out there maybe has a job that you don't like. Maybe you hate your job, or you hate the people you work with. You hate your boss. But you keep showing up to work every day. Well, why? Well, you like that check. The money offsets everything you hate. Maybe not in the moment, but you got bills to pay and it pays good or whatever, you know, so you just suck it up and you deal with it. Your money can cause you to overlook a lot of things. I'm about ready to pay one of these fish to bite us here because that head bait's still on there, ain't been messed with. Our other rod over here ain't been messed with in a minute. I ain't seeing nothing on the screen. We kind of offed these fish, I think. In my mind, what I'd kind of thought we might do is work this flat here today, this morning, when we first get started, and then make a little bit of further run down river beyond the bridge here. There's another flat. Let's switch this bait out. And we would just work our way down to it. But we've gone through so much bait up here on this part so far anyway. I kind of hate to make that run all the way down there. No more bait than we have. I'd almost be more tempted to go back up where we was catching the fish at earlier and spot lock up there and see if them fish are still around. I don't think they've made their way down river here, or else if they have, they ain't been around us, not in the last little while, because we ain't been getting diddly poo-poo going on in the last little bit. We may do that here in a few, we'll give it a few more minutes, and then we may reel up and just go back up river and use the rest of our bait here. I mean, normally, of course I was talking about this earlier, like normally when I hit the water, I like to already have my bait in place. That way we can start catfishing as soon as we get out there. Now, today, with us having to get the bait, I didn't want to spend no more time than we had to. So then it becomes, that's a gamble in itself. It's like, you're gambling when you get to the water having to catch your bait before you start fishing, and then when you do start getting the bait, it's like, well, how much do I need? Because I knew tomorrow I can't fish. Well, who knows, but the weather forecast as it currently stands is calling for us to get this rainstorm situation tonight through tomorrow morning. So, if that is accurate, and of course, it's a crapshoot on the weather forecast, as we all know. But if it is, then I'm not going to get to fish tomorrow. So, whatever bait we have left over today, I was just going to toss it. Because then, if I can't fish till the following day, I don't want to be, this shad to be mushy by then. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow afternoon, after all the storms move out, maybe I can get on the water and go get us something. Or maybe same thing, we come out that following morning and throw the net and try to get some and start our day with that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow, what the weather actually does. But yeah, I'm thinking, but I knew whatever we had today was just going to be tossed. So we didn't need a lot of bait for today, but we needed enough to get us through. Now we've burned through a lot of it right there first thing when we were really on the fish. But as we've made our way down through here, it seems like we've kind of gotten off of them. So I think we'll just drift down a little bit further here, just work a little bit more of this flat, and then if we don't get back on them, we'll just reel up and run back upriver. That'll put us closer to the car again anyway. I did have every intention of bringing a cooler today, just so that we could put our bait that we were going to use for cut bait in the cooler on ice. Because right now, even though the sun is behind the clouds, it's still tropical out here, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not as hot as it would be if the sun was out, but it's humid and hot, and I would feel better about having these shad on ice versus just laying in the floor of the kayak rotting down here. But rolling with what we got. I wish I could keep them alive in the bait tank longer, but they just ain't a way to do it, at least that I know of. They just die so quick, especially when the water's hot. Like some of them bigger gizzards you might can keep alive for a little while if you don't overcrowd it, but I put in too many, I guess, right from the get-go. They just didn't do well, but I mean, we did get some of them live ones to eat. We sure did. I'm ready to catch some more, though. I want to get some more, buddy. If we had more bait, I would run down, and we could. You go down there beyond the bridge. On the left, there's another flat down there, and there's a little creek that comes in. I mean, we could run down there and try throwing the net again in that creek, but that's going to take up time. And if it takes us another 20, 30 minutes to catch more bait, that's time we could have spent catfishing with what we have. And I'm not going to fish, but I don't know, another hour anyway. Because I was planning on getting out of the water between 10 and 11 today. And well, looking at the clock there, it says it's 9:45. So 10, 11 o'clock, we'll roll out of here, go get some lunch, go home and rest up a little bit. I'm trying to just take it easy on my back. I ain't even done my exercises the last 3 days. Because I ain't wanted to, I feel like I legitimately pulled a muscle in my back. And granted, it's much better today. But it just kind of felt like a pulled muscle. And I don't know how the hell I done it. Riding from my parents' house to the park. Somewhere from the time I left their house down there visiting to the time I got Daphne to the park, I somehow hurt myself. I don't know how I done it. That is one of the mysteries of the universe. Our Tenkara rod over here is getting hit. Something was tugging on it. He's back on it. He's got it now, buddy. He's got it. This dang rod, though, is so stiff. A fish like we got on ain't even gonna bend the dang thing. Just a little old dinkety-doo. And I hope that wind ain't messing up the camera, y'all. I'm not running the fancy pants microphone anymore. Well, at least not today. I've been the last few videos just doing the regular microphone. But today is the first day we've had some harder winds, and it ain't super hard right now, but it's definitely more wind than we've had since I've tried this setup. So it may be a total disaster today. You know what let's do though? Here. Let's pull this back up. Let's me and you run back upriver. Let's just run back upriver where we were getting them other fish. Because this here, we were catching them one after another up there earlier, and now we ain't catching diddly poo. So let's cancel our navigation here and turn off the cruise control. Okay, here we go. All right, let's me and you take a little kayak ride upriver. We'll go up here and round this bend and try to get back on them fish that we maybe shouldn't have left first thing, because we ain't done much since we made our way down through here. But it's definitely encouraging that we've been able to get on so many today. I didn't know what to expect. When I fished this stretch of river last week, we caught some fish, but I was upriver from here. And we spent some time going between the flat and the deeper channel, and we got some fish, but it just wasn't nothing. There wasn't a lot of them, and nothing real big. And today we're at least getting good numbers. Well, we were anyway, getting good numbers of fish. So we'll see. I'm very curious to know what this microphone sounds like though, with the wind blowing like it is right now. I hope it's not just trashing the audio, especially for people listening to this with earbuds. Hopefully it'll be better once we get up here and get situated, because then the wind will just be blowing. We won't be traveling into the wind. I would like to get away from the external microphone if possible, because I've been having trouble with it just not lining up, not being in sync with the video. And you've got extra battery to charge. You've got sometimes where the microphone will lose connection with the camera. Like, there's just a lot of crap that can go wrong and ruin your video. Whereas if you just use the microphone that's built into the camera, you don't have any of those issues. Everything's in perfect alignment with the audio and the video. There's no extra batteries to charge. You don't have to worry about it losing connection. The only thing you do have to worry about is the wind. And so I've got these pieces of fur, like fake fur, dead cat they call it, around the microphone openings that's will hopefully help block the wind. And on my GoPro camera, it works well. Like, almost all of my tournament videos have been filmed with GoPro and the wind muff setup on it. But I mean, ideally I'd like to use that GoPro camera for this style of video we're doing today. I just can't, because it'll overheat. It won't stay running long enough. This DJI camera doesn't overheat, but the microphone is more difficult to cover with the location of it. It's got two microphones on the front and one on the bottom of the camera, and that one on the bottom of the camera, its location to where the camera snaps into a mount, it's hard to kind of cover it. So I hope the audio is just not totally terrible on this, but the wind has started to pick up significantly. You can see that flag on top of that dock up there. It's whipping around a little bit, so I didn't know the wind was supposed to do this today. I thought it was, I mean, I knew it would later when the storms move in tonight, but I thought it'd be fine here first thing. You just never know. You never know what you're going to get with the weather until you get out on the water. Every day is just a surprise. This is what you get today. Usually though, if you get out in the mornings, even if it's going to be a windy day, usually in the mornings it's fairly calm. You can fish a few hours, and even on windy days, but it was calm when we first got out here. Anyhow, we'll run right back up here, get set up again, use the rest of this bait, and then we'll see what the weather does tomorrow. If I can, I'll get out and get us some bait tomorrow afternoon for the following day, so we'll be ready to go. And if I can't, then we'll do another scenario kind of like today, where we just get on the water and get whatever we can get and then get to it. And then this coming weekend, I'm still undecided for now, but I'm thinking about going to Ohio and fishing a tournament. If the weather's looking good up there, I think I'm going to drive up there and do it. I've never fished that lake before, and I probably wouldn't get any pre-fishing time on it. It'd probably just be a show up and wing it type thing, which I hate to drive 6 hours to wing it when you're competing against guys who have fished that body of water a lot. But it's probably the last tournament I'll get to fish this year. Catfish tournament anyway. So we'll see. I may end up doing it. If the weather looks good, I'm probably going to go. But that'll be this weekend. So I can get probably one more catfish session in here at home between now and then. Alright, I think it was around in here, wasn't it? I think it was around in here that we were catching them fish. Let's get out here in the... I think it was, yeah, it was right in here. Yeah, I still see our line. I see our line on there from earlier, from the path we took. Let's just follow that line for a little bit. See if we see any fish. I think it was right in here though, wasn't it? Right in here is about where we started at. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Let's get right back on that line we were at. And we'll just hit spot lock when we get up here on it. Okay. Oh, I see. It puts the little anchor button there when I hit that. I didn't realize it done that before. Okay. All right. We ready to get baited up again. Let's see what all we got here. Let's take this one. Maybe snip him in half on our Tenkara rod. This thing is cumbersome in size, and it is definitely stiff. But if you caught a 50-pounder on that thing, you would want it to be stiff without having a reel. And this bait here, for lack of a better option, let's just go ahead and drop it back down. So we're 20 feet deep here where we're at. This is kind of the beginning of the flat, where you kind of come around here and you can see that flat up here. We were working our way down along. Oh, this is already getting hit. Something hit it. But we had kind of worked our way down along that line you see there. So we'll try it here. We'll try it, and it'll either pan out or it won't. We'll fish 30 minutes or so and see what happens. Maybe we'll go to the house after that. Play us some Mario today. The one thing about, even if you crippled or injured, as long as your thumbs work, You can always play some Mario. But yeah, I think I may go to that tournament this weekend up there on Seneca Lake. I've been told bigger fish can be harder to catch up there, but the numbers of fish are pretty abundant. At least that's what I was told, so let me get my sunglasses out of here too, folks. In my camera bag. Out of my purse, as I call it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we end up going up there or not. And hopefully do well if we do go. At least it'll be an adventure. Maybe fish a different body of water we've never been to. And I think on the way, as our left rod over here is getting messed with, but I think on the way up there, assuming I go, I'm going to call Raccoon Creek Outfitters. The owner, Dustin Hoy, he sponsors the national trail, Kayak Catfishing Trail. And he is a dealer for Old Town kayaks. And I need help with my rudder. I have had the hardest time figuring out how to hook this thing up. And look at all them fish right there on the screen. You see all that right there? We got some fish around. But anyway, so when Old Town gave me this kayak here, they sent a rudder kit with it. And I put it on, and it was easy to put on. And I like everything's external. I like that. It makes it easy to work on if you have problems, easy to install, etc. Hooking it up was easy. The problem I've had, though, I can't figure out which way to run the lines around that rudder so that I can raise and lower it. This fish over here, he wants to lower that bait down. What he wants to do. But you see over here, you see this? I should be able to pull on these lines to raise and lower the rudder, which you can see back here how that rudder is. And I'd like to have that rudder. That way when we're like we just done when we're running spot to spot, we would just put the motor facing forward and steer with our feet. Because these lines here go to the pedals, and you can step on them pedals and slide them forward, steer left to right. Has he finally got it over here? No. He wants it, by gosh. But anyway, I've hooked everything up. I've got it set up and ready. I just can't figure out how to run the damn line so that I can raise and lower it. And my local dealers, one local dealer ain't worth a damn. The guy that does any kayak rigging, which I don't think he's ever rigged a kayak in his life, he's an idiot. I don't want him fooling with it. And the other store ain't got this kayak and the rudder kits in yet, so I know they ain't gonna have done it. But I know Raccoon Creek, they're one of the top dealers, so they will be able to do it. And I'm gonna have to drive by there on the way up to that tournament in Ohio anyway. So I'm thinking about just giving them a call and seeing if they've got time, maybe I can pay them to fix my rudder, the rudder lines, and get it put on there correctly. I can't remember how much they charge for rigging kayaks. It's so much per hour, but it shouldn't take them. Hell, I mean, they can bill me for a half hour or whatever, but it shouldn't take them 5-10 minutes if they know what they're doing, because I've got everything else done right. I just need them to untie this line, loop it around however you have to around that rudder, and retie the knot. So I mean, it should be a 5-10 minute project for somebody that knows what they're doing. I unfortunately just don't know what the hell I'm doing. And the instructions they sent, I mean, it had step-by-step written instructions along with pictures, but you can't really see the pictures because, at least on that part, because the rudder lines are black and the rudder itself is black, so you can't really see how the lines go around it. And the instructions, yeah, I mean, maybe if you've done it before it makes sense, but it's like tie this knot and loop this to the left and then pull this through this. And, you know, I mean, my brain just don't work like that. So I can't figure it out. So regardless, I will get it fixed. I will eventually find somebody that can do it for me. But it would be nice to have a rudder. I can steer with the remote itself and get point A to point B. It's doable. And most of the guys in the tournament scene I know that have bow mounts, they don't have rudders. They just steer with the remote. But once you've used the rudder with the bow mount, it's hard to go back. Like if I had only ever used the remote, I'd probably be like, what the hell does somebody need a rudder for? But once you've had a rudder and you can steer with either your hand or your feet, depending on the type of kayak, it's so much better than just pushing a button, steering left and right all the time, because you have to make a lot of corrections as you're going along. And it's so much easier to do with a rudder. So I'm a big proponent of the rudder. I don't know how much these rudder kits are going to cost from Old Town. I'm sure they'll be ridiculously priced for what they are. But it's probably worth it if you're going to go the bow mount route. I do think they're worth it. I wonder if this bait's been ripped off on this left rod. It got hit numerous times. And now it ain't getting touched at all. I'm going to reel it up and check it. I'm just worried it's gotten ripped off and we're sitting there with a bare hook. Yeah, it didn't get ripped off, but it's severely damaged. Let's find us. We're down to the nitty gritty here, folks. Let's maybe put 2 of these smaller ones on. These 2 right here that's about dried out at this point. We just used so much dang bait right from the start. I should have got us some more. You know, you got to make that decision in your mind. This is the problem with getting your bait when you get on the water. It's like, how much time do I want to dedicate to this versus fishing? And then here we are in a situation where we had a day where we went through a bunch of bait, and now we're down to the nitty gritty. And I definitely, it's 10:04. I don't want to make a run up here to this creek and go throw the net to get more bait only to come back out here and fish a few more minutes. So we're just going to roll with what we got and hopefully bust a few more fish. Whatever we catch, whatever size, is going to be fun. If it's a small fish and it hits the light tackle rod, it's still going to be fun because everything's fun on that light tackle. And if it's a small fish and it's on the tenkara rod, well, it's going to be fun and exciting just because it's different. But I would love to bust a monster on that tenkara rod, man. How awesome would that be? It would just be the bee's knees, man. We may never use that thing again after today, but I'm going to reach out to Daniel. I'm going to reach out to him today when I get home and get this video on the computer and send him a clip of me using that thing and reeling in, or I keep wanting to say reel in, of me pulling in a fish on that thing. It would definitely be better though if we had it set up like it was when we started, with about 10 foot of line out, and when we would bring a fish up and he had somebody swimming with him, then just drop that bait down and fight them on that real short line. That would be better. But other than that one fish that was all scarred up, you could tell he was fresh off the nest, man. He had marks all over him, and that was the biggest fish we've seen today. And he come chasing that other one up. But that's the only time that we've seen another fish come up today. Which I talked about that there in them videos last week. Like, you will occasionally see another, usually a blue cat, come up chasing another fish that you're reeling in, trying to steal the bait. Like, that happens. I've got several videos on my channel through the years of that happening. One of the best video clips I ever got, I was reeling in a flathead and a blue of comparable size, and both fish were pretty big size, come up and tried to steal the bait from the flathead. So, I mean, this kind of thing, it happens. But it was happening so frequently last week, it was almost comical. Like every fish I was bringing up through one stretch of the river there, it would have anywhere from 2 to 4 fish come up with it. And who knows how many more maybe come up and was just under deeper depth, under that fish that we just couldn't see. So, I mean, it was a pretty incredible experience. And so this 10-car rod would have been perfect in that situation. Just be able to have it rigged up and ready to go. And as soon as we see another fish, just boom, drop it down and get it. But out here today, we just saw that one. So we had to put a little bit longer line on, and well, it worked. We've got some fish on it. I kind of think we need to check it, don't you? And the fact it ain't been messed with in a little while makes me think that maybe whatever did mess with it maybe got the bait. Yep, sure did. We've had some bait thieves today. Yeah, we're down to it here, buddy. We are down to it. We've got our use out of this bait, though. The little bait we've got left, we're at least gonna use it up. I've said it a bunch of times, but I would rather use all the bait than to use none of it. Because if you don't use any of it, it means you didn't catch any fish. And I like catching fish. That's the goal. What the hell is going on behind us? There's some yipping dog back there behind us. Sounds like an indoor dog. Hopefully it'll go back inside here shortly. Oh, something's after our 10-car, just like that. There's a bunch of fish down there. Now, what are they? Who knows? Well, something's down there pecking away at it. That little yipping dog behind us, if we got hold of him, we might could use him for bait. He sounds like the type of dog that's probably as big as some of the shad we're using. I need to wash this thing too. I ain't even done 10 trips in this kayak, and it is a mess. I got the scupper plugs in because, well, we knew them shad would go down the scupper holes. I've learned that lesson the hard way. But it causes water to kind of set in here when you bring the net in. And the heat, the shad slime, we've got a shad soup going on. No soup for you, as the soup Nazi would say. Get some of them shells out of here. This kayak does have a lot of scuppers though, don't it? I keep thinking, I wonder if I should plug a couple of them in the back too. Sometimes when you're going full speed, you'll get this kind of gurgling sound back there where water's coming up. I'm wondering if maybe plugging them scuppers would help that. It doesn't really cause any, it's not causing any problems at all. It's just an annoying sound when you're traveling along spot to spot. Oh, let me tell you this too. This is crazy. So, I think I mentioned maybe in the last video, hold on, let me get a swig of water. Got the cotton mouth. I think maybe I mentioned in the last video, but if I didn't, I'll tell the story again, and then I'm going to tell you the follow-up. So, I'd gotten this set up here from Johnson Outdoors. Johnson Outdoors owns Old Town, they own Minn Kota, they own Humminbird, they own all, they're the parent company for all those individual brands. And so they hooked me up with this. They were launching this new model kayak here. They wanted on my channel. And so they hooked me up with the graph, the motor, the kayak, etc. Right? And it was great. Well, a little time goes by. I get another shipping notice from Humminbird. And I was like, oh my gosh, are they sending me a live scope? Like Humminbird's version of live scope, the transducer to plug into this? That would be awesome. I'm like, that's the only thing they haven't sent me. Well, the package arrives, and much to my surprise, it's another graph, just like I currently have. I thought, well, that's odd, but maybe they want me to run like a dual graph setup or something, because that's popular nowadays. I was like, before I open this box up, though, let me reach out to my contact guy and just make sure it wasn't a mistake. Well, sure enough, it was a mistake. They didn't mean to send two of them. So he was like, I'm going to send you a prepaid shipping label to send it back. I'm like, okay. Well, y'all, that was over a week ago. I never got any shipping label. Meanwhile, a few days ago, I get some more emails, shipping notifications from FedEx. It says I've got more packages coming, this time from Minn Kota. And once again, I'm like, okay, this is probably a mistake, probably accidental, but we'll see what shows up. Well, let me tell you what showed up. First package was another Minn Kota Tarova Kayak Edition motor. Second package was a quick release bracket that the motor connects to be able to take on and off the kayak. Third package was another Minn Kota Tarova motor. This time not a Kayak Edition though. It was a 60-inch shaft, 24-volt, 80-pound thrust model, which is like, I think they're like a $2,000 motor. But I ended up getting, they've got some wires crossed somewhere. Somebody there, I don't know who's done it, who's responsible, but somebody just keeps sending me stuff. So I've now got an extra graph, 2 extra motors, and an extra quick release plate. And so and again, the marketing guy that I've been interacting with, he was supposed to send me the prepaid label for the graph, and he ain't never done it yet. So I'm like, well, I'll stick them motors in my shed, and when he eventually reaches back out with the shipping notice or the shipping label for this, I'll tell him that, by the way, I got all these extra motors too. Well, he ended up messaging me yesterday and said, by chance, did you get an extra motor show up? And I was like, not only did I get 1 extra motor, I got 2 extra motors showed up. And I never heard back from the guy. So I don't know what they're going to do over there. I mean, look, this stuff, it's not mine. So I have no problem sending it back. That's the honest thing to do. I'm not going to steal these things. They were sent to me by accident. And at first, when they sent the graph, in my mind, I was thinking, like, if they did intentionally send it for me to like run a dual graph setup, which I don't want to do, I'm like, I'll sell that graph and turn around and take the money I get from it to buy that transducer for the live scope on here. I don't want to just go buy that live scope transducer. It's not worth it for me to go spend money out of pocket on it. But like, if I could trade one item that I wasn't expecting for that, then I would totally do it. But the other motors and stuff, like, I don't want to, I'm not going to just hold them hostage and be like, well, you've sent it, tough break. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to steal something. But at the same time too, like, I'm also not a warehouse, and I've got my whole shed right now full of, these motor boxes are huge. Especially the 60-inch shaft one. Like, that box is like, I don't know, 5.5, 6 foot long. Because, the shaft alone is 5 foot.
So, I mean, these are huge boxes taking up a lot of space that is a premium at my house. I don't have the extra space. My shed's not that big. So, I mean, I'm not going to hold this stuff forever. They either need to get on with it, give me these shipping labels so I can send it back. I'm not going to pay out of pocket to send it to them, that's for sure. I can't imagine how much it must cost to ship a trolling motor that's that big, and that, because they're paying a premium on the size of the box. They're paying a surcharge for that. Now, being a big organization like Johnson Outdoors, Minn Kota, etc., they're shipping so much stuff that I'm confident they're getting a discount through FedEx, UPS, all them shipping services. Like they're cutting them a break on the shipping fees due to the volume of stuff they're shipping. It ain't like me or you walking into FedEx and trying to ship a package. Like, they're getting a much better rate. But even still, with the better rate, when you're talking about the size of the packages that we're dealing with, they're paying a pretty penny for that. And to ship me these items probably cost a fortune. And then now for me to ship them back, they're going to pay a fortune. And then again, to ship them to, I assume, what they say about assume, but I would assume the motors and graph they sent me was probably supposed to go to someone else, and my name and address maybe got put in for some reason. So, I mean, those items, they had to be going to somebody else, so now they're going to have to ship them. When they get them back from me, ship them to somebody else. So, like, they're spending a fortune on these things. And so then then I start to wonder in my head, I'm like, well, if somebody there at the company who knows how much shipping costs and knows how much the actual product itself costs to make, not the retail price, like that motor there, the one on the kayak right now, it's $1,500 retail if you go buy one. Well, it don't cost Minn Kota $1,500 to make it, because there's a huge upcharge on, Minn Kota. There's the cost of the product, then they're going to raise that price a little bit for wholesale prices for larger big box stores, Bass Pros type, that's going to buy a bunch of them. And then, of course, the retail consumer like me and you are going to pay top MSRP usually, unless it's on sale. So, I mean, there's some profits to be had in that price. But it may be a situation where they look at it and they're like, for the cost of the product versus the cost of all these shipping charges, they may just be like, you know what? Just keep this stuff. That happened to me on, nothing this big and expensive, obviously, but a similar situation. A few months ago, I had ordered some toys, because you know me, I'm all about the action figures right now with my midlife crisis going on. But I had ordered the Legion of Doom set, big rubber guys, from Big Bad Toy Store. And these figures were supposed to be mint on card, meaning the packages were perfect, the figures were perfect, unopened, etc. Well, the box shows up, and I take one out. It's the Animal figure, Hawk and Animal, from Legion of Doom. Road Warriors back in the day is their other tag team name. But the Animal figure is perfect. The box is in perfect condition. The figure's perfect. Everything's great. The other figure, though, Hawk, it's got problems. There's a big crease in the side of the box, which that's honestly not a huge deal to me, because I open them up anyway. Like, I'm not keeping them in the package. The people who keep the figures in the package, like, they're the ones that want the packages in perfect condition. For me, I didn't care. But what I did care about was the paint was messed up on the figure. Where it says Hawk along the top of his trunks, it says Legion of Doom on the top of the trunks. The G in Legion, it kind of looked like if a kid had played with the figure, scuffed some of the paint off, and then took like a paintbrush and paint and drew over it, That's what it looked like. It looked terrible. So I reached out to Big Bad Toy Store, customer service, and they wanted pictures of all this stuff and everything. So I sent all the pictures. And a couple days go by and they respond. And I was expecting to have to ship the figures back. Like, I thought they would be like the situation with the graph where they're going to send a prepaid shipping label or something. I would return the other figures, and then they would then send me, hopefully, non-defective ones. Well, that wasn't what happened. They responded to the email, and it had a tracking number. They had already shipped out the new figures, and they said no need to send the other ones back, just keep them. So I have another set of Big Rubber Guys Legion of Doom figures at my house right now, and the animal figure's great. The hawk is just the one with messed up paint. I guess I meant to put them on eBay a while back and forgot about them until right now. They've been sitting in the closet. But the other figures showed up. They were perfect condition. So I've got them up on the shelf there in my office right now. But yeah, that was really good customer service, if you ask me, because I didn't even have to wait. Like, they automatically shipped the other ones out. And again, like, I don't care about the packages being messed up. Like, I'm opening them anyway. But those particular figures, like with Big Bad Toy Store, they have an option on there. When you're buying a figure, you can buy it mint, standard packaging, or substandard packaging. Substandard packaging means it's got a problem with the package. Maybe there's a crease, or the plastic's coming undone, or whatever. There's some damage to it. But you'll pay less on that. They'll charge you less for a damaged package than what they will for the mint. And this particular, the only ones of these figures that were available at the time was mint card only. They didn't have the standard packaging. They didn't have any substandard. It was only mint. So you had to pay a premium for these packages being in perfect condition. So when the package shows up and it's got a huge crease in it, I'm like, well, this ain't right, because I've had to pay extra for the mint packaging. And then the figure being damaged on top of it. So, but anyway, they made it right. I mean, their customer service was excellent. I can't speak highly enough about Big Bad Toy Store's customer service. Excellent. But I don't know how it's going to work in this situation with me for some reason, getting all of these extra motors and graph. And when you click on FedEx, like, I've got that FedEx app. So when I get an email with the tracking number, if I click on that tracking number, it opens the app. And then you can see all of your other shipments on there. Well, when I click on that, it currently shows 2 other things coming from Minn Kota where, well, it doesn't show that they're coming. It says label created, as if a shipment is about to be packaged and sent. So I may end up getting more stuff from them. So on one hand, they're really lucky that I'm an honest person and I'm not looking to steal anything. But on the other hand, it's like, I'm not a warehouse. I'm not going to store this stuff forever. We're either going to send me those labels and I'm going to take time out of my day to go take it to FedEx and ship it back to you, or I'm going to turn around and sell these items at a healthy discount to you all and get them gone and clear up that space. And if I'm able to do that, I will probably buy the Hummingbird transducer live scope, whatever it's called, Mega Live, I think it is, that plugs into this thing. I don't need it, but you take a day like today when we're netting shad first thing, you know how helpful it would have been to have had it. Now, yes, I do have my other live scope on that portable box, but with already having this graph on here, it's that portable box. I mean, it's just going to get in the way. I would rather run that on my links, take it on and off when I need it. So anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I'll keep you all updated. I have no freaking clue what's going to happen. I figured, after he said been over a week on the graph, I would have already had that label. I don't. And then yesterday, when I said, when he asked if I'd got an extra motor, and I said, I've not only got one, but I've got two. I would have thought then, like, there'd be a problem, it'd go ahead and send it to me yesterday to get this stuff back. But I don't know. I'm not going to keep pestering them about it. It's clearly not that big a deal to them. But if they ain't made arrangements in about a month, I guess I'll send another message then and be like, it happens today, or I'm going to sell this stuff and buy me a live scope transducer and a vacation. Because, I mean, even if I knocked $500 off of each item, hell, I'm still going to make $2,500 probably. That graph's $1,400. The kayak motor's $1,500. The other one's like $2,000. So, hell, that's $2,000, $2,500 in that range worth of stuff. What I probably would do, I have no use for the 60-inch shaft motor. But the other kayak motor, I may tuck it away and keep it if I had the opportunity. Because, I mean, at some point in time, let's just be honest, at some point in time, this is brand new, it's working fine now. But it will have problems eventually. They all do. And I would already have another one ready to go. But of course, too, there may also be something. If this motor lasts 2 or 3 years, like it should, there may be something new come out in the meantime that might be more desirable. That ICAST, they had that other bow mount motor come out from Newport Vessels. It's only 20 pounds. And it's certainly appealing. I wouldn't go buy one. I love the fact that a company like Newport is making a lightweight bow mount motor. Because the other companies, like the Minn Kota and the Motor Guide I have on my other kayak, they're just taking a regular trolling motor that you would put on a boat, shortening the shaft a few inches, and calling it a quote-unquote kayak motor. They're not making it for kayak, they're just shortening the shaft. So you've still got 40 plus pounds of weight right on the very bow of your kayak. So it's nice to see a company like Newport Vessels be like, look, let's make a lighter weight option. I like seeing that. But I'm not going to rush out and buy one of those motors because Newport Vessels has a reputation for making shit quality products. Everybody I know who has owned a Newport, like that Newport 180 motor, it's a lightweight stern mount motor. I know a bunch of my friends, bass fishing friends, that have had them. Every single one of them. And I'm not exaggerating. Every one of them has had problems. They've had warranty claims. Now, from what I hear, Newport's warranty process is very good. They have good customer service, from what I've been told. But the simple fact that everybody I know who has owned one of those motors has had to go through the warranty process because it's been junk, that is concerning. And as somebody who does this for a living here and needs equipment that I can count on, I don't necessarily want to buy something that I know I'm going to have problems with if I can avoid it. So I've taken a wait and see approach to this new bow mount motor they're coming out with. If it gets out there in the public's hands and people are singing its praises and it's not having any issues, maybe I'll consider it. But it looks to be the same motor, at least the motor head unit anyway, that they have on their stern mount models. And if that is the case, you're going to get water intrusion, because that seems to be the problem everybody else has. Water gets inside it and just fries it. So we'll take a wait and see approach on that. Otherwise, though, I didn't really see anything come out this year at ICAST that was earth-shattering. I mean, nothing I just couldn't live without. Garmin, of course, come out with their new live scope transducers. The fish separation from bottom and objects now is even much better than it already was. You had that Voya X kayak, 2 different models from it. It's interesting. But again, I'm taking a wait and see approach because it's a brand new company. Who knows what kind of quality the kayaks are going to be, what kind of quality the pedal drive / motor system is going to be. I mean, if they reached out to me and wanted to send me a kayak to put on my channel or something, I would totally do it. But as far as me like spending money out of pocket to go buy one, I'm going to take a wait and see approach and see how other people's experience goes. The other company named Ventral that is sending me their inflatable kayak, I watched some videos on it from ICAST, and it looks interesting. Seeing that motor in action, so it's an inflatable hull, like a paddleboard style hull, kind of like my Hobie Lynx, but instead of having pedals, there is an opening where you would think of pedals going, but it comes with a motor that drops down in that slot. And the motor has GPS capabilities. So apparently, from watching the videos, it looks like you will steer with your feet, like a 0-turn lawnmower, if you imagine that kind of steering, just with your feet instead of your hands. And it has a little button behind it that you step on with your foot, and that's engages spot lock. Plus, then it has a remote too that you can either steer with or engage GPS functions, whatever. So I'm definitely interested in it. It has a lot of potential if the kayak and the motor turn out to be good quality, and we'll see. And I should be getting that soon. I was told initially it would be shipped out to me after the ICAST convention. So, you know, we're done with the ICAST convention. It's over. So I would expect to hear something any day now that they're shipping it out. And once we get it, we'll put it through its paces. I don't know how we're going to rig rod holders to it in a secure manner. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. I will come up with something, but I haven't figured out how yet. I'm going to need to get it in hand, in person, and take a look at it and see what I can do. But we'll figure something out with it. Even with the Hobie Lynx, which was difficult to, I mean, granted, it has gear tracks on it. It's easier to mount rod holders too, but you all know me. I like bolting in rod holders. I mean, we got a damn Tenkara rod with no reel, no drag on today. If we had a big fish hit that rod while we had that rod in a gear track mounted rod holder, it would rip the whole thing off. At least with this setup, we can bolt those rod holders through to that board, which is then, of course, mounted to the gear tracks, but it keeps everything secure. So, yeah. We'll figure it out. We just got to get it first. That's the main thing. We got to get it. And then we'll fish out of it for a while, put it through its paces. And then probably go back to the Lynx after that. I like the Hobie Lynx. It's my favorite kayak. I love this follow the contour feature of the motor being connected to the graph here. But this kayak is so stable. It kind of takes away from the kayak fishing experience a little bit. I mean, this thing is rock solid stable. Like standing up, throw a cast net, standing up, land big fish. Like, you ain't rolling this thing. You got to try to flip this thing. But that stability comes at the cost of the enjoyment of kayak fishing, in my opinion. Y'all, we've went a long time without a bite, man. I've seen some stuff like going through on the bottom of the screen right there. You see some stuff working through. I think maybe at this point it's probably just our bait. We're down to the tiny shad that have been baking out here in the heat for 3 hours plus at this point. I've stepped on that one and made a mess out of it. Good golly. What do you say we go to the house, y'all? I don't want to go get more bait and come out here, and even though it's cloudy, it's still hot as blazes. I think I'm going to get out of here. Time I get loaded up, get back home, it's going to be lunchtime. I think that's what I'm going to do, y'all. I think we're going to get out of here. Thanks for coming with me today. Thanks for sitting with me as we experiment with our Tenkara Battle Whip. A product that was a very dumb idea I had that Catfish Sumo was kind enough to at least make me a prototype. Oh, 2 of them actually. We got the one with that tip and then one with your typical tip you would think of on a Tenkara rod. I just thought that would be more secure for mounting our line to than the other style. And I may end up going to the mountains at some point too. Taking the other Tenkara rod, we'll go try to catch some trout. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I don't do it. But it was fun getting out and working it for them bluegill, even though I didn't get enough bluegill that day or anything that day. I just thought that previous trip, all along the shoreline, I was seeing all them mayflies. And they would go down, hit the water, and fish was busting the surface, eating them. And then when I came back out, there was no mayflies to be found. They were gone. So that kind of killed the chances of catching a bunch on that fly like I thought we were going to do that day. But I may end up taking it to the mountains, and I'm going to do it at some point. I don't know how well it'll be for video purposes, especially on this channel, not the type of thing you typically see, but we'll try it at some point. But I think today I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, toss out the rest of this bait, go get me something to eat. We'll see what the weather does tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to get out at some point and get us some bait and be ready to go the following day. If not, then we'll have another trip like we did today, where we get on the water, throw the net, make something happen, and then go catfishing afterwards. But anyhow, y'all, thanks for coming with me. I'll see you on the next one.